very, very much live from the Caesars Entertainment Studios in Las Vegas. You're at the Gears Pro Circuit, Las Vegas Open. It's time to do it again. Let's bring out the teams. Fable! That other team. Here comes Ghost. So, I gotta ask you, you're coming off a historic event with fourth. You gonna make history today?
Hopefully, again, we can reproduce what we made in Mexico.
You're not worried about any of the team players over there, like the Brushies or Speedy?
No, we're just going to try to play our game and see how it goes again.
Well done. And I have a question for Ghost. Again, last event, you guys did really well, and some people called fluke. How do you respond to that?
I mean, people are always going to talk. We just are playing our game, and that's all.
Well, it's time to play the game. Shake hands. And in the words of Dominic Santiago, let's do this!
Ghost Gaming going against Fable, guys. I'm so excited for this matchup. Two teams that had the biggest impact in Mexico. Fable getting top 4, Ghost Gaming playing in their first championship game. Immortal Spawn, what should we expect from this matchup?
This is going to be amazing. We have duos on both sides, which I really love. You know, you have the European duo in Phelpsy and Craze, and they've been doing their thing for so long. And what I like about the dynamic of it is it's a methodical duo right there. But with Sleepy and Rushies, they're in your face. Those guys are tag team brothers, man. So we have a really interesting dynamic here, and it's going to be an exciting game to watch.
Yes, with both of their play styles, Blaze, Ghost, they're in your face. Fable, they pressure their opponents. Who's going to come out on top?
You know what? This is one of the matches in which people can give me a lot of criticism and a lot of slack for. But I say that Fable can come out on top with this one.
Really?
Yeah, you know, like I said, I consider them a top 5 team in Gears Esports. This is going to be a dogfight. It's not going to be an easy one for Ghost, and they can't come in this match thinking it's going to be an easy one because Fable is the real deal.
Do you see an upset happening in this matchup?
I don't see it just because I know that Ghost is at a point now after coming off of Mexico City in such a high spot. They will not accept anything lower than number 2 at this point. So I think between all the things that this team has put together coming up to this point, I think they're going to hold it down and make it work for their team right now.
Okay. Now as we take a look at our map bans and picks, first map will be on Foundation, second map on Lift and Reclaimed if needed. Immortal Spawn, how do you see Foundation going down?
You know, Foundation is, to me, it's going to be favorable for Ghost. You know, it's definitely a bang map, right? You know, they're going to get in your face, down in the pillars, and do their thing. So I really believe they're going to come out on top on this one. But we're going to slow things down a little bit later as we get into Lift. And, you know, depending on the weapon spawns where they can sort of control the map a little bit, I think we can see, you know, some really good things out of Fable here.
Looking at Foundation, Blaze, you and I, we casted a 2K show match with Ghost Gaming, and it was unique because Ghost Gaming, they gave up initial advantages and were still able to come back from behind with their rotations. Is this a new team we're looking at?
You know what, this Ghost Gaming team, you know, they got a land in yesterday. They're looking very, very good. They're looking very, very well prepared as well. But I think they're going to be the same team that we saw in Mexico, which is good because they made it to the grand finals. But the question is, how much better did everybody else get as well? They've had great success with their coach in Fatal Strike. They've been doing a good job in the boot camps, and they're actually hunting their first championship. And they're looking like a damn good team. But I think they just can't sleep on this Fable roster.
Oh, no, not at all. Fable, impressive. They took a map off of Optic Gaming. They had us all believers. We thought they were going to run away with it. But looking at Ghost Gaming with their addition of Fatal Strike, they've improved. They've evolved. How important is it to have a veteran behind young players such as Rushies?
Yeah, and I talked to Fatal Strike before this, and I wanted to know, like, how do you improve from going from, you know, 3rd place to 2nd place, and what is next? Obviously, they want to win, but what can you do for the team to really do that? And you know, his thing is sort of see it at there's a low side of the team and a high side of the team. And overall, if you can bring up that low meter with these guys, if you can build their confidence and keep them from, you know, keeping each other pumped up and not focusing on the negatives, right? You want to see them sort of build more efficiency as a team because this Ghost Gaming team is so talented. And, you know, if you can, you know, have these bad habits sort of get washed away a little bit, and if you can see these guys sort of, you know, take a round loss with ease and sort of move on and focus, I mean, they can win. They can definitely take the whole thing.
But that's what people like Ribs and Fatal Strike come in to help with. When you look at Ribs extended rounds in Mexico. And when you have a veteran player that's also a champion like that on your roster, you're only going to improve. Their keys to victory, to me, smart gameplay from Ribs and the slaying prowess of the duo of Speedy and Reshies. But what about on Fable's side?
I think on Fable's side, they have to worry about counteracting how much of a veteran player Ribs is, as well as coming together with the rest of their teammates. You have multiple people like Craze having such a nice duo over there on his team. It works together when you have everybody coming. There's actually 2 main duos on that team coming together. So throwing it together, if those 2, I think, can actually have a chemistry together, this entire roster will be able to step up, no doubt about it, against Ghost Gaming.
Do you think in this matchup, Fable applying their high-pressure gameplay against Ghost Gaming and their slaying domination, do you think that's a good way to go about it, or should they switch things up and bring up more team fire and better rotations?
I'm going to answer that question, and I believe that Fable has to play their own game, and they need to take it right to Ghost, and I expect this matchup to be a dogfight all the way down to the end. It's 2 things that Fable has going for them, and thing number 1 would be Crim and Marsh. Okay, Crim and Marsh, that duo alone, I want to say Fable has the best roster pickup, roster upgrade so far in Season 2 with these guys on their team. Also, number 2 is that this map cycle favors Fable, in my opinion, because they're a damn good foundation team. And, you know, Ghost Gaming went for that off the bat. So Fable has map number 1 to make a statement. Also, Fable is very, very talented at lift, and Reclaimed is bread and butter for everybody if we go to distance. That's going to be a dogfight. So what I can look at from this map cycle is that we're going to have a lot of intense engagements.
Okay, so let's have a little bit of fun. Predictions, right down the line.
Immortal?
All right, I'm going to go 2-0 Ghost.
2-0.
Yep.
Against the red-hot Fable?
I know, man. You know, that's a beast squad right there. I love both of these teams. But I got to make the prediction. I'm coming out hot with the 2-0.
I respect it.
I think Fable's going to take the second map of this. Ghost's going to pick themselves back up. I think it's going to end up being close, but a 2-1 victory in favor of Ghost.
Blaze, you're pretty good with predictions. How are you feeling?
I'm going to have to go 2-0 Fable.
Okay.
All right, love it. Love it.
It's going to be a good one. We're going to set it up as such. But Fable, I'm hoping they come out hot because I do believe that matchup that they had against Optic Game in Mexico City, where everything just kind of fell in the right place for them, I don't believe any of that was a fluke. I believe that this team is finally understanding, especially number 1, weapon placements. You know, placing weapons for their team, actually playing to the meta of North America is one of the things that made them so great. And on this foundation map, we're going to see that boom shot get placed and closed.
Oh, we know how they are with boom.
It's going to be right in middle map. There's going to be a lot of smokes affecting that as well. These teams are going to be sitting 2 guys mid-map, 1 guy on statue, 2 guys going down cave to fight on B. And you're going to have these separate engagements, and we're going to see the pairs in which is fighting these engagements because that's going to be that's going to tell us who's going to win a lot of these rounds, who's hot and who's not.
So you know what's quite interesting about your prediction? So Splice had a huge run last year in Paris, so they got second, and they never really got to that top tier again.
Because they didn't take Optic the distance.
Right. Fable pretty much did the same thing, but you're still a believer. Some people are saying it's a fluke, and some people are saying, hey, they belong there in the top 4.
It's that Optic Gaming match, man. You know, I hate to say it, but that gave them so much confidence. Very few people did what they did, and the people who did what they did are all in the top 4. And so that's why I say they're a top 5 team, because they're among amongst the mix of everybody else.
If they start this tournament off hot, do you think that they can return to that top 4 status or even better?
Absolutely. I think the way that this team has been poised coming into this event, they have a lot riding on their shoulders right now. And with the way that they've been sticking together, I think that they're improving on a lot of the mistakes that they might have been coming to light. But I think that they're cutting down a lot on that, and it's really, really showing and how much they're going to actually come out and show it against Ghost Gaming.
So Foundation, do you think that this map is better for Fable or Ghost?
I think it's going to be in Ghost's favor for the most part. There's going to be a lot of more intense fights than you might be normally seeing, but I think right here it's definitely going to be a close one. Might see Ghost just squeak it out at the end, though.
All right, let's take this one off. As we said, you know, you guys got the predictions going 2-1 to Ghost Gaming. We'll see what happens. But let's go. Fable's going to win those fights. Looking for the next one. Can they get in there, trying to get the kill. They're going to take down Identis as well. So capping the neutral hill, looking to get their home hill as well, but they're going to play a little bit passive because the respawns have already came up for Ghost.
Yeah, right now you can see Ghost getting in position on the other side of the map right here. Fable set up already on the home hill with 2 more members now pushing up towards the fountain, making sure that they can keep that push coming out there through the spawn area of Ghost Gaming here. You can see Hydro now picking up 1 there, trying to take out the Identits in the process, and puts his back into the fight to try and push the additional member coming in there of Ghost, but that's Speedy able to take him out and close it, trying to push in and cannot get the 2-on-1 situation. Craze was able to clean him up nicely there.
You know, I love it. They called him out weak. They pushed for the kill. They didn't let him get away whatsoever. But Ghost, they're in a position to set up for the home hill setup, and they will have a lockdown. They're going to have to deal with Fable off the respawn. Rushes is in a difficult spot. He's going to fall. Rib's going to fall as well. Fable gets their home hill, but in that process, Ghost will get control over the B hill. So now Fable has a crucial decision to make. Do they go for the neutral hill? Do they push top tables for the homes? It looks like they're going to reset and try to slay out Ghost and get the B hill first.
Yeah, and it's still really early right now. They can hold position right now with the way that they're running things. You can see now B getting held down a little bit. All 3 members that ran in there for Ghost made really quick work there of members of Fable. You can see now following Marsh, trying to run back all the way up into that nest area, and he looked like he was watching for somebody following. Somebody might have retreated there, but it looked like since those numbers for Ghost dropped so significantly and so fast, they might have retreated there to try and hold down position there at their home hill. Because you can see Fable now making work here, running in and trying to come in here as Hydron through the smoke and making things happen. He's got to try and stay alive as long as he can. He got as much off as he could there. That's Marsh cleaning up the kill, and they're able to regain control momentarily here on the home hill.
I feel like Fable has so much more confidence than they've ever had before. I'm loving the fights that they're taking their confidence in every single engagement. And they're winning most of them as well. I like to play over to the home hill, trying to get it under control, but they're going to lose some members in the process. But hey, Craze, the duel, as the duel responded earlier, Craze and Felty, they're working in statue, but they need to get the home hill. Rushing overextended towards Fable's home hill, and they will be able to take him down and regain control of that. So domination will not go through Beanzy yet.
2 members down for each team. Members of both teams try to go over for the revive, and it looked like that was Fable. Marsh was able to get that double kill in the process and get the revive. That is going to be a huge swing here, as you can see them making that push now. The home hill for Ghost. Speedy has to back up here, wait for a couple more additional teammates here coming out of a spawn. As they throw their smokes here, they're going to have to make a push, as they're only a few seconds away from losing this round here from the trip cap. They did get there in time, making plays as Sleepy, getting a nice double kill to push back members of Fable. And you can see they're going to use this opportunity to regain as much of that score as they can. This was the perfect opportunity for them to try to regain some of that ground.
Fable slowly starting to drop back. You're going to see Ghost pushing for the engagements, trying to keep these guys down a statue. But Ghost, they're all like just grounded up on top of their whole hill. I'm loving the team fight that I'm seeing from Fable. They're trying to slowly pitch in, but they're going to need to get this B hill. They're going to need to get this C hill. Ghost is in a good position to win his rounds. Fable needs to spring into action now. They're going to have a 1v1 over there towards the B hill, but the question is the home hill fight. You're going to see Rushies pick up a big double kill, and that should secure the round for Ghost, unless Ghost can do something amazing, but not today.
Yeah, they put a cap on that right there at the end there. You could see making work of those fights as they pushed in, pushing in and then using the strength in numbers. The simplicity of that really worked out. They came in, and when things were working, they had more than one person there at the home hill. They tended to play back a little bit more, and it actually worked out for them a lot.
So I gave Fable a lot of positive criticism on their weapon placement, so let's see exactly what they want to do. And they went early on for that block under mid. So I said before, we're going to usually see a boom shot in that position, but they blocked it off right off the bat because Ghost Gaming loves that fight as well. So Fable doing their homework, but it looks like they want to keep this fight still. They don't want to go under into that closed area and start fighting for that boom shot just yet.
But yeah, they ended up seeing how a lot longer that first shot was taken than usual. So we ended up coming down, and it really got close to the 200 round count. So they decided they might want to keep things a little bit more status quo, not put anything down right away, because they know that they can take a lot of these gunfights when they get the opportunity. Also, just kind of brush things off.
I will say my biggest criticism from Fable in Mexico City was that certain pushes in which they had to make, it just took forever to make it. They waited till the round timer got towards the end to make these pushes rather than making them early on, so they can have some time to react in case something goes wrong, because even if you come up with a master plan, it doesn't always go correctly. So you want to leave yourself a little cushion in there just in case things do fall through by the wayside, that you have time to regroup and make another push.
speaking of cushion, you had Rush, he's trying to create a cushion there, backed up all the way into that. He's able to take out the members from that push to Fable. It looks like a couple more members though of Ghost down the front with this. That's Trim taking it out. Craig also putting the kill with Sleepy though, holding down the center right here, right where the middle of the map would have been what we were talking about, a boom shot, most likely in that position. Going with that block is such an interesting move, especially being at this point in the game. You know, like I said, they want to keep things just as simple as it is right now. As they get later into the game and the respawn times increase, you're definitely going to want to see something a little bit more explosive.
I will say, Sleepy Time is that guy in this moment. He's, I want to say, picked up his 4th double kill so far within the last 2 rounds. And they've been key double kills in right. It's close to 5 rounds left. We're going to start keep pushing. Goes with the end of this round. They're on top of Fable's home hill. Fable trying to hold them back. Good defense so far, but they're going to allow Rushies trying to get this kill, but they allow Rushies to get the down, but they also get the pitch come through mid-map. Domination coming through. You see the guy on top of the B hill. Can he make it? And he was a foot off, it looks like, just looking at the X-ray count.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he ended up hesitating, maybe trying to stop the cap there at his home hill, maybe decided to run for the B hill, seeing that it was clear. I'm wondering if it maybe just a split-second decision there, or if he just couldn't have gotten there in time. But either way, that was just a total domination right there. Went twice as fast as the first round.
All right, Ghost look good in these 2 rounds. We'll see what Fable wants to do on the weapon selection, and I love it. I think this is definitely the play, and it just shows how much Fable has learned so far. They get these big power weapons down early on so that when they win these opening engagements, they have a higher success rate of getting these dominations and reward themselves with those round wins. So I love what I'm seeing out of Fable. I love the boom shot down early, and let's get this round underway.
All right, and here we can see now we're going to have a lot of these numbers here going all the way to the north of the map, trying to regain control of that boom shot that just got placed down here. We're going to follow Craze in the center of the map, and he's going to hold down a little bit of crossfire here as he makes the push to the center, trying to run all the way through rather than through the middle pillars, and he gets taken out right at the corner there. Ended up being Speedy there. That surprised him. Phelpsy was the man that was able to get out of there, though, with the boom, and just as suspected, takes it, rotates all the way out back to the home hill here, and he gets a nice kill on Ribs, who had no idea he was there, and it looks like he's going to savor that second one, wait to see if there's anybody pushing, but right now he's going to hold it and make the push now to Ghost home hill and see what he can make of that second shot.
All right, Phelps, you push the top tables. We're going to see both the neutral hill and Fable having control over their home hill. Phelps, he pushed up to get some intel. Boom is going to hit the ground. So one more member coming off a respawn. This is what we're saying. Winning those opening engagements and using that boom shot to secure these dominations. You got 5 members of Fable on top of the home hill, and they're going to secure this round.
And they made quick work of them using that boom shot. As soon as they placed it down, doing exactly what they needed to do, getting it and rotating all the way back to their home hill, and knowing that there was going to be a member of Ghost potentially going to that home hill, staying there, making sure that it wasn't capped yet, and surprising him with that, making the push all the way to the other side and finishing off the round there. Very effective play there by Fable.
All right, let's see. Ghost Gaming looking at the dual spots, and that was a quick selection, putting that marks down right away. I believe that's going to be Identis getting it. Usually Ghost Gaming loves to put the Boltok down in those situations because he is just that talented with it. But at the same time, the Marks is going to have the same effect. You land a shot with that Marks, land a shot with that Boltok. It's going to put a lot of damage in. Also, at the same time, secure this boom pickup, and that's going to be Identis versus the Marks with the Marks. But this engagement, Phelpsy's going to get that second blood, looking for the next kill. 4v4 situation, but Ghost strikes next. Now, with a 2-man advantage, all going to be up to Craze. Marsh as well to hold off and stop this boom pickup, but Ghost will have it in their back pocket. We'll see what their next move is going to be.
And Speedy with the smart play, picking up the boom shot, putting it up on his back immediately, and not using it, knowing that he had the strength in numbers. All he had to do was put in a couple of fire shots there from the pistol as a little bit of support, and ends up taking out his teammate in that fight there as well as
drop a boom on the ground as well.
Ends up dropping it, and it looks like that's going to switch hands now. Phelpsy has one shot, and he's going to rotate. Looks like instead take it to the middle of the map and hold it down to see if there's anybody coming through, as they have position now to take the middle center or the B circle of this map.
This could be bad for Ghost Gaming because it depends on how effective Phelps is going to use his boom. You saw Sleepy push up that ramp and he was confused. He didn't want to shoot his teammate, but he took too much time shooting off that boom where the members of Fable spawned up and got that down. Now they're controlling the neutral hill. They're controlling their home hill. They picked up another kill on Ghost home. Now decapping. Can Ghost stop it is the question. Will Fable tie this up?
And I'm wondering if there was any splash damage there from that boom shot to that second member there that was holding it down for Ghost. You had Phelpsy there moving it, putting it in a perfect spot in between the cover there, right in the center of that hill, and they were able to storm in and now tie things up 2-2. This is a really, really nice change of events here. As you can see, things were starting off strong there for Ghost, but now the power weapons looks like they're being utilized just the way that Fable was suspecting.
Yeah, Sleepy just wasn't able to make the play with that boom. He hesitated on that first target, ended up taking out his teammate. Couldn't get that boom pocketed before the Fable members came off a respawn. And now we're going to see Ghost Gaming put these incense on statue. I like to play, keep it light, but it's going to be a big utility weapon, especially when these guys want to play for that home hill setup. But Ghost Gaming is going to have to protect that boom just a little bit more and be quicker. I want to see these guys quicker on those rotations, especially when they win those big team fights for control over that boom shot.
And with incense now placed on statue, that's going to spread things out a little bit, especially if you have somebody taking that boom shot and maybe taking it towards their home hill sections map. So you can see Sleepy going to be pushing through the center, giving a little bit more to the center of the map with some crossfire. Got an angle, but it had to back up. That's his 4-point right there. You can see with Chris throwing those incense and actually getting a nice kill, backing up off the wall there in the center. And now they have the strength in number 2 to try and move in through this choke point here to try and get that B hill, but they're not making the move as that instance spreading them out only for a few seconds. But now the boom's still on the ground. It looks like this is the best opportunity for them to take it.
Oh,
they do.
You're going to see the cross from the side from Cave. I love it. Fable staying aggressive, making sure they're checking through the smoke, not giving Ghost any free boom shots whatsoever. Ribs trying to stay alive. That map, he's going to fall. Rushy's off the flank. Can he stay alive? He goes down as well. And Fable is just looking good. I don't know if they were able to pick the boom shot off the ground, and I think I see it. Yep, there goes flashing. So it's down. This is a big 1v1 for Krim. If he can win the 1v1, he can get the boom shot secure for his team, and he knows he needs to react quick before that boom disappears. He's going to get some help. Can anybody pick it up is the real question. And yes, they will. Marsh is going to get it. Domination's coming through, capping the B hill. He's going to have one boom shot on his back as well, and he's going to get that last kill, but they was not able to seal the deal on this round just yet.
Yeah, and those instants were perfect, keeping the members of Ghost out of the B hill long enough and to make that push. Members of Fable actually ran all the way through of that center and were able to take them out in those fights one at a time. And now they're making great use of everything on the map, spreading out, as you can see here. 2 members now of Ghost, one going underneath the statue, one on top, and now following rushes as he's tried to make a push all the way through the fountains area. And looks like the Marks is actually up for spawn as well, so you might see that get put back into the heads of Marks.
Incense are up also. Boom shot spawning in 45 seconds. Ribs will get the new set of incense. But also, even just picking up Ghost Gaming Marks is going to be a good play because just how deadly that weapon can be. And Marks understands that very, very well. So Ribs does have 2 incense in his back pocket. Boom spawning up on 30 seconds. I love what Fable's doing. They're not allowing Ghost to get this cave position. So this is going to make it a lot easier for Fable to go down there and pick up that boom shot, especially with Ghost Gaming playing for both these home runs.
As you see now, we follow rushes with 3 members of Ghost who are trying to push in there, but Phelps was able to shut down Ribs right away. Trying to fire in the smoke there with Rushy's one-on-one with Craze on the other side of the wall, but Craze now has to turn around and ends up taking out Speedy in the process with that turnaround shot. You can see here Rushy's getting one on behind. He looks like he's in a 2-on-1 situation, but he could not take him out. Craze though dropping in the process with the crossfire, and it looks like that they regain control of that hill for the time being.
Also, you're going to see the boom shot. Ribs dying without using those incense was a fool, but the boom shot is going to be in control over Fable. So this worked out in their favor. They knew that they had a big side. Don't use the boom shot in that situation. Pull out that pistol and go wide. Save that extra ammo, but they're going to lock it down. But now Ghost. Yeah.
That's a nightmare scenario.
I just want to see better boom shot uses. That guy's running away. Even if you get that kill, what does it equate to? But they need to use that boom shot to at least get one of these home kills rapid so they can keep the lead for their team. That's exactly what's happening. Domination coming through. The Ghost Gaming members off respawn going to have to deal with Marsh. And he's not running away from the fight. He gets one. Looking for the next. Has help over the top. He's going to get that as well. Fable takes round number 5.
Making a statement now with 3 straight rounds. They are knowing what to do with all these power weapons, utilizing them perfectly. You can see that there was a little bit of a sloppy with the boom shot there at the end there, but they ended up cleaning up nice there towards the end. It's interesting when you have a team, you know, if they get a little bit excited in a gunfight when they have the strength in numbers, instead of pulling out that pistol and using the boom shot instead, essentially wasting one in that situation. And in that case, if you actually only had one left and maybe dropped it in a gunfight, just like in football, if there was a turnover, you want to make the best of that situation.
Correct.
Don't want to get excited. You want to utilize that and wait for your spot.
You know, Marsh made up for it in that round. He shot 2 crappy booms, at least in my opinion, but he managed to get the kills that he needed to close out that round. He's sitting at the top of the leaderboard just with 8 kills, but he's doing a lot of that objective work. So we will see the Botox being placed down. So you take the markers out, put the Botox down. This is going to be a 30-second respawn round.
with the respawn time so high. This is going to make this first fight very crucial here. Now with multiple members already dropping for Ghost right off that first fight. You can see now Identi's trying to throw smoke and keep momentarily Marsh in that pocket as he can fire and make a cross there with that Boltok. He is very dangerous with that, but he's not hitting it. Finally actually hits that last shot, and he knows he's won. One more shot here to push up here, and does get the take as well as getting some cross from the middle. With all 5 members of Fable down, Ghost is in prime position right now.
But Ghost lost a lot of members. He's going to have to be careful, and I like to play. Don't push up for the home hill. You had 3 members that died in that opening engagement. Even if you pushed across to Fable's home hill, you don't have enough players spawned up to get the caps on the other hill. Incense will get picked up, so Ghost gaining control, and all these power weapons. Still 2 boom shots in hand of Speedy, 2 Incense as well. This is Ghost Gaming's round to lose.
Again, Ghost knew that they were just going to wait it out, get position on the map, and also get all the power weapons that they could while the members of Fable were waiting and respawn. These were long respawns, and they know that they had the advantage here with the power weapons, knowing they could sweep them off one more time and then utilize that push to secure the round for the trip cap. Right now in position, you can see Speedy holding it down though with the boom shot. He looks like he's trying to use it, but doesn't want them to know that he's there, creeping up on the wall out of sight, and now moving in with one of his teammates. You can see putting it in one of the corners, not able to get a kill, but putting it on his back now in a fight. And one of the members that was Krim actually pushing, seeing that he had that boom shot, went right for him to try and take him out, but he was not able to do so.
Hydro has to be careful. Crazed has a big fight mid map. He's full red, could not stay alive. That fight would have got Fable control over that B hill, but still defending his home hill. Hydro is still alive. He knows Speedy has that one boom. Speedy's gonna finally have to boom shot. Fable trying to stay alive, trying to make time for the teammates to spawn up, but I don't think they're gonna be able to. All gonna be up to Krim. And he's gonna fight. He gets 1 kill as well. He may buy his team. Oh, he gets another one! He's looking for the 3rd kill, not able to get it just yet, but Marsh is there to help. And now boom shot, 20 seconds off till respawn, and Incense are going to be 8 seconds off. But it looks like they're just playing for this win right away, trying to get all these hills decapped so they can try to cut down his lead.
And it looked like Ghost thought they were in position to win that one and ended up getting taken out with all their members there right after one of their members got taken out by their own boom shot. So that one more additional man that dropped really made all the difference there in that fight. Following Krim now, though, we can see all the way at the bottom of the ramp, trying to hold more members back of Ghost as they come out of
So this is flipped in the beginning. Ghost had 2 boom shots and 2 Incense to use to close out the round. They could not, but now Fable has 2 boom shots and 2 Incense, but they have a lot less time to work with. Most importantly, getting control over this A hill. You gotta decap it now. You just need to push in there. You can't overthink it. Get in, decap the hill. You got the boom shot. He's scared of you, and they're gonna make sure they're gonna use the boom and an Incense, but domination is coming through. Crazed is locking down the B hill, but they will lose control. But you got 3 members. They're gonna drop the Incense on top of it to try to force these players out. But most importantly, Ghost Gaming isn't getting any points right now.
They kind of overthrew the Incense there, so now you have members of Ghost still able to cap that mid hill. And this they might even just hold down this spot actually for just a few more seconds as they're about to surpass 200 for the closing moments of this round. Now with members of Fable pushing in, rushing, moving as fast as he can, but he gets taken out by March in the process, and they're actually able to deplete now at the mid hill, and it looks like just stopping them short of 200, and now about to sneak in possibly for that trip cap. You can see Ribs trying to run in, and he does get the touch barely in time, but 5 members of Ghost drop, and Fable are able to sneak one away.
It was Ghost Gaming's round to lose. They had to close it out as soon as possible, and those are the type of rounds that get Fable going. I'm telling you, they're just cool, calm, and collected. You see, we've never seen like a Fable team like this. We started to see it in Mexico City, but in those pressure situations, Fable used to crumble. Now they just stay in it, they play game, they play smart Gears of War, they take the best of their advantages, and they came out with that round.
I think this was the prophecy you foretold. You're seeing this all come together for Fable as much as you wanted them, actually saw them, and were really thinking that they were going to come through here and really show up. Right now, you can see they're being as calm as possible in these situations, as right here in as many as these high stakes.
Somewhere you are trying to jinx me early on, okay? Just let it happen organically, Trooper. But now Craze gets a kill mid-map. Sleepy's going to fall, Speedy's going to fall. And now, folks, you see it's going to be halftime. So that means that those high respawn timers drop back down to 10 seconds. We're going to have a new set of kills as well. But Fable, they got all that confidence from the round before, and they're using it in this round. Got a good few kills early on, and now they're just trying to set up, lock down the map, and wait for this next spawn from Ghost. And you see the red dots on the top of your map. As soon as you get slayed out fighting for that E-hill, switch it up and play for that whole hill setup.
Yeah, as you can see the members pushing up through that tight spot on the ramp there. You have Fable, though, able to hold them off in the process. With the hill switch, actually, to D, E, and F, you now have the mid-hill, instead of down in the pits there where the Pistons are, they're all the way up now at Statue on the higher end of the map, where there's a lot less, more of a view, or that people can maybe scope you out with angles if you're able to set up properly up there. So here we can see Sleepy there getting his opening to push in with one of his teammates. They did get the touch, and now they're backing up members of Fable here in the process, with Crim dropping to Sleepy. Sleepy's looking for the double, and he gets him with the headshot and taking out in the process. Actually, Felty drops with, it looks like, a couple members now holding down over here in the mid, and Rushy's now going to try and go down towards Taylor too, helping out his team.
And that's like the 6th double kill of the map. But Fable, they sprung into action. Craze gets a double kill of his own, and now they're pushing through. They know they have control over E, but they're going to try to maybe back up to help their teammate out. They know most importantly, they can get their home hill. Then they can put the pressure on Ghost and strike towards their home hill. But Ghost is trying to lock down the home hill setup, and here comes Fable. Ghost doesn't have much time to get this kill on Crim and set up, and now the rest of the members of Fable has joined the action. So this is a 3v3, and Fable strikes first. They're going to get another one as well. Speedy, can he even the odds? Crim is down. Craze trying to stay alive, and Ghost will still secure this home hill setup and try to keep cutting down his deficit and pull away.
But Crim got out of there alive momentarily, and Ribs was hot on his tail right there, not letting him get away, knowing that that was going to be huge. Even if he was able to retreat and regain some composure there, he sends him right back to the respawn screen, and right now Ribs looking to hold things down to see if Fable's going to make that push there, back where they lost that previous fight, or if they're going to try to rotate up towards the statue. Either way, he's holding that position perfectly, throwing the smoke at the right time here, and now cutting off the visual there for Crim. Doesn't know if he should make that rotation or not. He's switching out to the other side of the map, and Rushy gets that sneaky move right behind Felty with the crossfire there, and now he gets out of there right on time as he gets the execution. You can see, though, this is neck and neck, so Rushy's making a perfect play there to get to the center as he gets down just seconds away from the trip cap, but they were able to stop him momentarily. We are only seconds away here from either of these teams running away with us.
Yes, it is, and across the map, you have Speedy with 20 gunfight with Crim controlling over that A hill. Phelps is trying to stay alive, looking for one more kill in this engagement, but he's going to fall. This is going to be a Ghost Gaming round, and I was going to say, whoever loses this round, the weapon placement, it's going to be a block or a boom shot place. Because both these teams want to play with the boom shot on the map, but they want the boom shot in different locations. So we'll see what happens. This is going to be a big placement for Fable. We'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do place it up at the statue this time, the boom shot, that is, just because since it's in the higher point of the map, I think it'll be easier for them to kind of take it, deciding where they want to go with it, where essentially if you have it placed at Pistons, a lot of the times you see teams grab it and only go out one way, all the way back up their ramp. Right here, you can be a little bit more versatile if you're able to regain control of the map with that weapon.
So I said it was going to be a boom or a block, and we did have a block on statue. You see Crazed early on in this game, 28 kills, 15 downs, and he has just been slaying off. But that's not the first round of the half is not a bad round to lose for, only because at this high level of competition, the weapon placements they could dictate a lot because these teams have different play styles. So Fable got a good block in, so they're not mad about that one. But let's see how can they rebound. They succeeded a lot when the respawn timings were higher in the first half, so it may be a little bit natural that they lose these earlier rounds because it's a lot more chaotic.
Yeah, and especially if you do get a lot of confidence winning these first initials and a lot of these early rounds, and you have to worry once your opponents do start losing rounds, putting those power weapons on the map, it can definitely bring a little bit more chaos to what you're used to, especially if you do win a lot of those initial fights in the early parts of the half. You can see, though, now multiple members, though, of Fable were able to actually they were taken out there in the process with Ghost over there to get control of the statue, and now Crims is able to hold off a couple members while he can with his shotgun. He doesn't have the full control of their hill either, so he's going to try and stay there with the touch as long as possible, but he has to back out knowing there was members there. Oh, actually one member, that's Sleepy coming up from behind, getting a triple kill. Wow, unbelievable, coming through the middle of the map. They had no idea. They looked like they were setting up, ready to make the push, but instead he runs right head down into Sleepy's shotgun.
And that's what you want to see out of him. He had a fantastic thing. Felty and Crim could not get that, what was it? It was a 1v2, I think, against Identis to secure their home hill setup. But now they're going to get 2 more kills. They're looking to get it. They're not down by much. Only 13 points, so still in this game, and also no power weapons on the map. So they're going to push across and try to lock down this home hill setup. It's a 1v1 going down on that F hill. Also, the E hill is being capped as well, but Identis will win another 1v1 for those games.
Yeah, and he's in position now to hold them back a little bit longer. You can see the smoke now coming in, so he's going to have to go around, get a better position here. And it looks like he's pushing him now into the smoke, kind of blinding him as well, and getting to take, actually taking Marsh out. Sleepy gets a kill of his own, so now with a couple more members of Fable down, and that smoke as well, stunning that member of Fable pushing in. Ideniv's just setting up and not releasing the ground there.
That was just a fantastic round for Idennis. He saved Ghost so many times in this one, but Fable is about to get the most key weapon placement of this matchup. They're looking at the dual spawns. I say you don't go for it just yet. If they put an Enforcer down, that's going to be very, very surprising, but I'm pretty sure they're going to put it down with purpose if that's the actual case. And they're eyeing the Iron Hammer Burst. Yeah, there you go. Go for it. Thank you. Go with what works. Play to your strengths. This is the placement I want to see. Just blocks and booms early on. They're not, see, they can use any of those secondary weapons, whether it's Botok, Marks, that does not matter. If it's incense or nades in the middle, that does not matter. It's the location of the boom shot and where that block is when it comes down to foundation.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they also take into account, especially where they place a lot of those secondary weapons after the boom's placed on the map, they want to make sure that they can get into good position if they get those secondary weapons to give a little bit more support fire to get the boom shot in that initial fight for it. You can see now as we follow Speedy, kicking things off here in the round, getting a nice shot over the left of that pillar there, and it looks like he's back in another situation here where he was about to pick up the kill, but they ended up retreating now, going towards the middle of the map, and now Craze, though, coming around the back of Rushy's, sweeping him out, and now making a rush straight down into the Lancer, but Speedy was not having that, and they now regain control here of the boom shot, putting themselves in position here to take Fable's home hill.
We've seen Ghost Gaming get control of this boom shot before, but we saw shaky boom shots come from them, not able to use it to its fullest potential. But we'll see what they do now. Looks like they're going to lock it up with a two-hill setup, with a home hill setup, and they may rotate this boom back over towards Statue, or keep the boom locked in on top of one of these home hills so that Fable can regain control over that. But majority of Fable members are across the map. They're fighting that Statue. They got to keep Crim's down. Crim's going to lose that gunfight. Somehow Felty managed to run past one, looking to get into this engagement. He has 3 people in front of him. He gets one down, but he's going to choose to play his life, and I like to play.
Yeah, Phelpsy actually put himself in great position there, halfway up the ramp, got a couple shots over the covering. Now, he definitely did damage. He had some help there with additional opponents there, so he had to back up. Didn't want to push in too far. Knew that he had to hold his ground. Even pushing up a little bit, they put them out of position, and now leaving Rushy's actually to come in here and get a nice double kill, helping out his teammate at least momentarily. It looks like that Crim was able to finish off Ribs, though, in that play. Wasn't able to get the revive.
So Speedy did just bring the boom to the home hill of Fable, and he just was taking his 1v1s, and I think he still has one more boom shot on his back as well. Tiny drone stuck between difficult conditions, maybe the rest of the team to get there. Speedy not able to capitalize with that next boom, but he's going to fall. Fable still has some breathing room. They still got some time to work with as well. Ghost Gaming only has 100 points in the situation. New boom's going to be up in 34 seconds.
Yeah, I think Speedy had no way out of that situation. They spread out wide. He only had one boom left, and they were able to make quick work of him there. So now with it back up for respawn, you have now Rushy actually hiding in the corner here, waiting for that move by Praise, and he comes down the ramp. It looked like he wasn't even ready for him at all. Ready to actually bounce across to the other side there where Ribs is. So now holding that position and backing up a little bit here.
They need to go now or rotate out. They don't have time to rotate out. They have to push down this cave, and they're trying to work together, flooding it. New boom shots up in 5 seconds. Rush is standing in the midst of the fight. He's going to back up. Smart play. Use that land. You know these guys are going to be funneled up. He's going to get his shotgun and get back into action. Being a nuisance, getting another one. New boom picked up as well. Ghost Gaming gets 5 kills on the board, and they should be able to lock this round up as well.
They absolutely lost track of Rushies in that entire fight. Each got 3 kills, all in the back, shooting those guys while they were in that chaos there, and just unbelievable work there that they had no idea what he was planning.
So Fable, one of their weaknesses is indecisiveness, and we saw that indecisiveness when they were all crowded up on the top of the ramp at the cave. You know boom shot's going to be up in 20 seconds. At that point, if you make a decision and you say, you know what? We can't push down this hill. We got 4 Lancers looking at us. We're trying to push down a narrow corridor. We need to at least send 2 of our guys to rotate mid-map so we can at least split the focus of Ghost. But they tried rushing it, and they just could not get down there and make the play. All those guys were weak. But this is going to be Ghost Gaming, 5-4. We'll see how does Fable want to respond. But as we said before, Fable, cool, calm, collected. I'm pretty sure we're not having this just yet.
And with the incendiary is actually being placed down here in the center of the map. You're going to see that now utilized a lot, especially up towards the home hills, towards the C, and F. So right now here, following plays to kick things off, he's going to push now towards the center, running right through the scope, and getting a great angle actually with one of his teammates there, putting in pistol shots as they force more members of Ghost through the center of the map. And it looks like the incendiary is coming out, pushing them back towards the center and keeping them out of position. Now you can see though the cleanups are coming all over the place here in favor of Ghost Gaming though. Phelpsy still fighting and taking out Speedy with his head down and just turning around and making the same play in the process. Ribs though stuck in a corner here. It looks like he's going to try and stay alive as long as possible, just at least to distract these 3 members of Fable and keep them out of position.
Right, now they have the boom shot. Fable has been making great boom shot plays so far. You know, Speedy got the incense early on. Incense will be spawning up in less than a minute. Couldn't make the most of those incense in that engagement. And Fable had broke ice. That's one of the main reasons in which they won it, and they just played to their man advantage. So, boom shot in the hand of Phelps. So let's see what he wants to do. Rotate in that. Wants to secure this for the team. And Ghost Gaming said, hey, you know what? Since we lost the initial fight on Pistons, typically teams are going to push up and try to control their home field. So Ghost opted to rotate towards that field.
Yeah, and Phelpsy getting that corner shot there on Speedy, still with another boom remaining. And he's going to take it all the way back to the fountains now, and he's going to back up one of the members of his team there. As Hydro with that corner, trying to force one of the members out there. And that's a smart play by Phelpsy, just adding more pistol fire, not wasting that boom there. Going to see if he needs it as a last resort here. And they're only seconds away here from actually losing the round to Big Cap, but they were able to get in position just in time as Martial gets dropped out, and they're back in position here, and it looked like they're going to regain now some of the points they lost.
Mars tried to stay alive as long as he could that time. First. But we're going to have Incense just spawned up. Identis does pick him up. He's going to be mid-map. Phelpsy's going to have to watch his back because I don't know where Identis is going to end up rotating with those Incense. He's probably going to regroup with his team over there towards that E-hill. Now, with Fable having one boom shot in their chamber, they at least need control over both of these home hills. They need to figure out what they want their play to be. Or they may just hold the boom shot and secure 2 more, then have 3 boom shots, then spring into action. You'll have 2 people with boom shots. You can go take control of the statue, then take control of the home hill of Ghost.
I think that might be the better idea right here, especially with the positioning that they're in. I think that they can just play it a little bit more slow. You can see though, Identim's almost getting the double there with those incendiary grenades, only getting one though.
His teammate has run through the flame, and he's weak, and he's going to fall as well. Bad move by Ribs. They're looking to take this next 1v2, and boom shots spawning up on 1 second as well. But big kills being picked up down at the bottom of the map, and good flank in. I think that was sleepy time where Identis, they managed to get in there. Phelpsy uses that last boom shot, and actually he still has 2 more. So he did get the boom shot off of respawn.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of an aggressive play there after throwing the incense, running right through the flames and getting taken out very quickly after that. He should have played a little bit more passive on that, as they could have actually got better position to fire and backtrack more members of Fable. Right now you can see those Grim trying to get that kill in the corner, gets it just in time as he gets down in the process, puts his life on the line for that, could not get out with it. You can see Speedy backing up, and they have the high point here on the D hill. So it looks like as they can just hold things the way that they are, and I don't know if Fable's going to be able to fire back here.
Ghost Gaming has a slight lead, but the only power weapon that's feasible enough to play for is the Incense, which are up now. You need to get those and at least try to decap E. Ghost Gaming only has a slight lead, but at this point you need to decap both hills. And Fable will have the Incense in hand, but the question is, they need to react quickly. You need to decap E and you need to spring into action. Is somebody going to let D hill? That's the question.
Hydro gets position of that mid hill, throwing the incendiaries, but can't get the instant kill. It looks like he did throw them though to close off that choke point, but they were just not able to do enough. As you can see, Ghost now picking up the 4th straight round, so the momentum is completely in their favor right now.
And I was, you know what, Fable, they did some good things in that round, but Ghost, they just had better rotations. They got a lot of key kills as well. And once Ghost gets that early dominance, Fable just has to spring into action a little bit quicker. Those little indecisive plays in which they make cost them a lot of time. So when they finally do get those type of advantages where they're holding on to those 3 boom shots, they just can't make plays. Also, you need to be watching their flank as well.
You can see the marks is now being placed down on the map, so both teams are actually going to have access to that weapon right now, and it's going to be some type of rotation, I would say, towards the top of the map. You would see for this, everyone's going to have a much better view of the map right now, instead of being in a tight area towards where the boom is. You can see though, everyone's going to be trying to push up there. He's going to keep some members now as Craze trying to force members back of Ghost, but they ran in there right away. It didn't look like they got there in time. Actually, momentarily, they actually did get there down in time. It looks like Phelpsy, though, does get out with his team helping him, but multiple members of Fable dropping in the process. Rush means this, turning into that corner and getting the kill. And it looks like, though, getting taken out right after. Craze stuck in a one-on-one and not able to finish it off with ribs. With all 5 down of Fable, this is a great opportunity for Ghost to finish this round off.
That was a beautiful Ghost gaming round. They kept the pressure on him. They didn't let him get away, even after the quick boom pickup. And there you go, Ghost gaming 5 straight rounds in a row, and they respond.
Yeah, that ended up working perfectly. Everything went in their favor towards those last few rounds. Fable, they really did seem like everything was going well, especially in that first half of the map. All those power weapons went right in their favor and didn't work out.
I mean, that was pretty unexpected. Fable started off 4-2. Ghost Gaming came back, put their foot on their neck, and then actually took the map. Blaze, your prediction earlier, you said 2-0 Fable. Are you still holding strong to Fable winning this out?
Yeah, I am. You know, that's my prediction.
Okay.
I'm going to stick to it. Fable looked good in that map.
All right.
Ghost Gaming, they came out with more fire towards that second half, and Fable made some indecisive plays. And they just couldn't, take control over those advantages at a certain point.
So heading into the second map, what do you guys think that they need to do in order to come back and beat Ghost to even it out?
Yeah, the most difficult thing to do is knowing a map that you could have won and really let it slip away. And they really just got to brush it off. But, Blaze, you really did call it that they were doing really well with their weapon placements. I thought that, Fable did a great job. And I think actually the round that Ghost lost was the turning point for them, because they lost a round that they had in the books, right? It was early in the first half. And if they were able to seal the deal on that round, I feel like that loss early really made them come together and focus as a team and say, hey, we're not losing this. They really came together. And that round that they lost was a turning point for them. They turned it up after that. We went 4 in a row in the second half.
Yeah.
I think the change in that was the big plays that were made. These guys are getting triple kills left and right. There's a lot of talk about Speedy and Reggie and how they're, the greatest duo in the game. But what does Sleepy Time do for his team?
The way that he's coming in and picking up as many kills as he had, especially in that map, he's showing up straight up. And that's really all you can ask. For somebody as well as him, that's all you can expect. So he's doing pretty much business as usual right now with his team. And they ended up, Ghost Gaming really started off a little bit slow, but they finished off so strong right there. And it really sets the tone for what they're going to do for the rest of this tournament. And I think they're going really high, ready to go back into those grand finals.
Ghost Gaming, the team that played in the championship finals in Mexico, they're up 1-0 against Fable. And I say we learned a little bit more about Ghost Gaming.
So Ghost's biggest obstacle is honestly, it's ourselves. I've been saying it since I joined this team that we have all the tools to beat Optic, to beat Echo, and consistently. We have the slaying power, we have the teamwork. But when it comes to composure and trust in each other, sometimes on a good day, everything we say, everyone listens and we do it. On another day, people are talking over each other, people are arguing, and the emotions get the better of us sometimes. So that being said, if we bring our best version of ourselves and, we all come together, I think we could take a championship at any time. So to all of our supporters out there, Ghost Gaming, we're doing this for you. We want to get on top, not just for ourselves, but for all the people that cheer us on. And when that happens, I know you guys will enjoy it just as much as us.
They're up with momentum, but Immortal Spawn, what captures your interest more about this team?
Ribs just said it, and I think everybody out here needs to take notes. It's not about who you are playing against, okay? It's about the team itself. It's about how you work together and how you take your losses and building that chemistry. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. It doesn't matter if it's Optic or whoever it is. If you guys can control how you play together and you work on your chemistry and you focus on those things, you are going to improve.
Yes, even though it is earlier on in the tournament, Fable being down 0-1 against Ghost Gaming, do you think they have what it takes to bring it back, and what do they need to do to change things up?
Well, they started off so well in that first map, but
they started off great.
Yeah, coming in though to lift, especially dropping those last few rounds, actually 5 rounds, I believe. They're going to have to start off strong, win these first fights on these opening rounds. The unfortunate part of that is, you have to worry about putting the Ghost Gaming actually getting possession to put the weapons on the map. So you're going to have to know how to counter against what they're ready to put on the map, because they already know what Fable's pretty much going to be doing.
Yeah, Fable, we're used to seeing them lose around and put down a boom shot. Blaze, is that really like their go-to?
You know what, Fable, that's the top team meta in a sense, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They put down those heavy power weapons down so they can have something to play for. It just depends on the position. Typically, we've seen Ghost, Optic, and Echo put that boom shot under close when it comes down to foundation. But a lot of these teams understand now, let's play to our strengths. What strat works out best for us? What weapon placements should we be eyeing first? How do we want to set this map up? Play to your strengths, and they're not playing defensive. They're not playing to their opponent's weaknesses, which is a good thing now. So that's why you're starting to see Fable place those boom shots down a lot more.
So map 2 will take place on Left Immortal Spawn. Whose favorite do you think this will fall into?
Yeah, and I did give you know, Fable the edge on this map.
Really?
Initially, when I sort of broke it down, you know, but Lift is another, you know, really small map and condensed. I do think it's going to come down to those weapon placements. You know, we're going to see a weapon that comes down onto the maintenance side of the platform. That is always a key fight. Fable, really, really smart team. If they can control the weapons and stay aggressive and, you know, play to Ghost game a little bit, stay aggressive, don't let up, you know, they can take it and push it to 3.
A weapon I'd like to see is one that was stretched to maps such as the M-bar or the sniper. When those weapons are put in any of these players' hands, who would you be most scared of?
You know, I'm most scared of Rushies with that M-bar, and I'm most scared of Crass with that M-bar. Those are the two that are just light years beyond, you know, most of the other players. And then they're gonna be very, very dominant, especially when it comes down to that. But you know, the M-bar, just watch out for it. And I think that's what's gonna go on the platform. But I do want to see the duos in the teams on who's playing those key spots, because I think it may be Crazed and Phelpsy that play that platform.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
I'm not sure. So we're going to see off that opening break, and I'll make that judgment then.
So the people that are new to Gears of War, what is the difference between the long shot and the M-bar? Because they're pretty similar, but one of them has an advantage.
Yeah, the M-bar is definitely, you know, full red with a body shot, and you definitely stun the player.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I personally, when I have the snipe, I personally like not zoom in all the way. I kind of like just sort of the 1L trigger, and you get that right out of the box with the M-bar.
I'm an old guy. I
brutal,
like to
right?
zoom in twice.
No, I don't know.
I zoom
more
twice,
satisfied getting them headshots like with just the one scope. But the M-bar is brutal, and not to mention the collateral that you can pull off of it. It damages through, and the stun with the active reload. So it's interesting. A lot of teams love to see M-bar at maintenance. There's so many different things you can do, and as you mentioned with the duo on Fable, there's a lot of different plays that you can construct with 3 people on that maintenance side. You guys got to keep in mind that, you know, it's not always just, hey, let's go fight for the weapon. Sometimes you want to just focus on the flank. Hey, or let's kill the guy in window. Let's design this 3v3 and kill the guy in window, and then worry about the 3v2. So I'm interested to see how they approach this, and this is going to be a good one to watch.
Yes, Ghost Gaming, we're seeing the evolution of them. Like I said, you know, the slaying prowess is there, but they're playing more like a team on this map. I would love to see some more crisp rotations. Do you think we'll see more of that?
I think it's going to actually be a necessity for them in this game. They seem to be shooting for each other, which is the key for them to come together. They're not getting complacent, especially with how well they're doing. They know that they have to just keep tweaking, and like Ribs said in their video package, they have the tools to beat Optic Gaming.
Oh, yeah.
And I do believe that as well, and I think just a couple more tweaks, and they're going to be there. They know exactly what mistakes they have to fix, and they're utilizing every chance that they have.
Are we going to see more of Rushies hiding in corners on this map?
Absolutely.
I think that's going to be a given, actually.
Oh, yeah, so we're starting off on map 2, Lift. Ghost Gaming against Ronin.
All right, boys, let's get it on. And this is going to be a good one. I'm curious to see. This is going to be Fable's map pick as well. They love themselves some Lift, so we'll see these guys springing into action. We'll see the strategy. And it looks like for the platform side on Ghost Gaming, we're going to be having Identis play over here. He's playing Martian, I believe. Yep, Crazed.
Not moving up yet, just taking his time, knowing that someone's going to try and push through any second. That smoke dissipating, though, he might back up in the process, though. Ribs now, though, in the low center of that mid section of the map, though, getting a kill on Ribs, and now able to push back a couple more members of Fable. It looks like, though, with a couple more members, though, of Ghost, giving him some crossfire in the process, but actually that was Identis now running, creating a little chaos on those 2 members of Fable that were looking to push in. And then now Hydro's the man that gets out alive. I don't know if he's going to have to take that fight, but he's smart, backs up, and waits for his teammates.
He got some good shots in as well, tried to get those downs, but most importantly, the rotation out. So one thing that makes Lift so special is it's kind of like Foundation on the second half of the home hills. You can control the home hill so much easier on the first half of the game. And we saw Fable lose that opening engagement on top of that B hill and now make that push for the home hills, but they just got obliterated by Ghost.
Yeah, absolutely. With all of those cover points in between the home hills for A, B, and C, when they switch things up to the other side and you have that open space in between both of those hills, it's going to change things up a lot and show which team is going to be the aggressor here on this map. You can see, though, them holding back. That's actually Ghost holding back members of Fable running out of the spawn. They were only seconds away from the trip cap, and I think with only 1 or 2 more kills here, they're going to be able to wrap things up here in this first round.
Yes, they will. Picking up a few kills. But 3 members down for Fable, 4 members down for Fable. Ghost Gaming on top of the home hill. They get the last one as well. So Ghost Gaming's got to strike first. But folks, Fable's going to get that first weapon placement, so I'm curious to see what they want to do.
Yeah, right now I think they might actually place a block here and just try to play this out again, kind of similar to what they did that time. It looked like that there was a little bit of an attempt at a push towards that center hill. They had actually a 2-on-2 situation, but it looked like Identivs came up, flanked behind, and kind of ruined that entire process right there by Fable. So maybe a little less hesitation on the next push could make the difference coming up here in this round. But as they're going through, maybe just wasting some time here to talk, but instead actually going to be placing a weapon as your double bolt socks being placed out here at the top of the map.
All right, both those teams who are able to utilize those Botox to the fullest potential. You get hit with a shot from that Botox, it's going to do a lot of damage to you, make you very, very weak, and going to give your teammate, give your opponents the right to push you. So we'll see what happens on that side of the map. Most importantly, I'm more concerned about this maintenance fight. And we're going to kick this one off with Rush. He's going to get a hit with ease, but he's going to take a lot of damage in that process.
Yeah, Rushies tried to get in position and got lit up by 2 or 3 members of Fable, but still somehow staying alive, backing up to get the high point there in the center of the map. So you have now Crazy moving up, stunned momentarily, but as he comes out of the stun, able to get the cleanup there on Identivs. I think he has to help his teammate to win this one-on-one, but ends up getting some help from another teammate. And Rushies gets taken out there by Crazed in the process, not able to stay alive as long as he wanted there. So you can see that Phelpsy, though, on their own hill, holding up the meat shield and able to utilize it perfectly there. And taking out Sleepy, though, but actually there was a trade-off going there. So now Ribs is the only man remaining here. Trying to throw in smoke, trying to clear things out there and regain control.
I want to see Ghost Gaming win that 3v3 fight on top of that B hill and then collapse on Ghost Gaming's home hill right away. But they didn't make that move. They just chose to sit back with Ghost come off a respawn. But luckily enough, they held off this push on top of their home hill. They need to get this last kill on Identivs, and they will work to get him now. But you still got 2 more Ghost Gaming members looking to take your home hill from you. Marsh will fall in this engagement. Now, Craze looking to save his life, looking for help from his teammates. He's going to fall as well. At least, Fable, they still have control over the B hill, but the question is for how long.
Yeah, and I think with the way that the hills are set up right now, they're going to be able to hold this position as long as they want. There's a lot of different positions that they can hold down to make sure that they have the angle, that no one's going to make a move and push forward as far as they want. So right here, though, the B hills is actually really held up well by Fable. They're going to spread out, though. It looks like and take a couple members to one hill, a couple members to the other, and try and create a little chaos here for Ghost, and leave it up to them to make the decision.
They tried to push both home hills simultaneously, but you got to do that quick. You know, Identivs is going to come off a respawn, and he's going to go play for that B hill. So Fable, most important, they got to get control at least of one of these hills or get it decapped as well. Melee his teammate, he's going to rebound. That's going to give him full health. Marsh with the flame, taking out Speedy. Phelpsy, Craze, they're going to retaliate as well. But Ribs trying to hold out strong, and the flame comes in on the Ghost Gaming side, but Marsh gets one, and he's going to get another as well.
And right there, you saw the revive up on Rushy. He runs in immediately with the full health, knowing that he's right there ready to get into the fight, and it ended up working. And right there, you can see, though, Fable, though, was taking the round away from them, knowing that they had the best position there possible. But with Ghost holding things down as long as they did, I'm surprised Fable was able to basically crack through the shell there.
Yeah, you know what? They kept their composure. They picked up 3 good kills. Then Ghost started to retaliate, but Marsh, he took a stance, and he managed to get that last double kill in which his team needed. But when those kills started to come through for Ghost, the rest of the team was like, hey, just overextend to the home hill. Let's keep the 2 hills set up in our favor, and we'll deal with these guys coming off the respawn. But Fable able to put that round on the board. So, folks, it is not 2-0 Ghost Gaming. It is 1-1 Ghost Gaming and Fable.
Right here, you can see on the top side of the map, a lot of these teams, our team members, are going to the M-bar to try and gain control of that. That's going to be the most important part of the map right now. Right here, you can see that with the M-bar on that top side not getting touched. Right as of yet, you can see them holding on position, knowing that they're going to have to wait for someone to be the aggressor here. No one even wanted to take that middle hill. Speedy, though, end up picking up the Voltok from their side as Marsh makes the push through to try and wreck things on Ghost Gaming's side. They knew that they had a couple of members distracted there, and he ended up getting a great angle. You can see he's still putting in more shots and forcing him down the stairs. No, and actually retreating to not go for that push, knowing that he had more members coming out to help him.
Trying to hold off in this fight. Martin doing a lot of key 1v1s, but you see the Lancer fire over the top. Speedy looking for an angle, can't find it. The smoke comes out to give Marsh at least an escape route or a right to push, but he's going to back up. His teammate is caught in the heat of it. He's going to fall still. A 2v2 fight over on the platform. Marsh is trying to stay alive. He's going to lose another teammate, I think. Nope. Yes, they will, but they get those kills. Now Speedy's going to lose a teammate as well, and so they actually get the wipe on Ghost Gaming. Another domination coming through. You just see how well that Fable's playing. But this is going to be a big fight, and Phelpsy gets it.
Fable just converged on those members of Ghost Gaming right there. They really looked lost in that situation. They had to get a revive. They had to go for the kill. There was a guy behind them. There was way too much going on for them in that situation. And you could see how slow that fight happened in the beginning of that round for the M-Bar. And it really set the tone there. Once the control was underway for one of those teams, they ended up running away with it. But you could see, though, as the overhead top of the map, let's see right now.
Okay.
There it goes.
Okay, that's the, you know, hey, but even though the marks is on, not the marks, sorry, yeah, the M-Bar is on the other side of the map, that's just going to kind of turn into a 1v1 spot because we need at least 3 to 4 people fighting for this boom shot. So Ghost Gaming, they got a little spicy on this one. I like it, though. We're going to see what happens. And you see Fable, they choose to get one person in control room. So that's going to be big to them. And on this side of the map, it's just a 1v1. But Kilo's trading off on the other side for boom shot. Looks like Ghost Gaming is starting to win this engagement. Boom isn't picked up just yet, but Phelpsy managing to get some kills as well. We saw one guy go to control room, but the question is how much is he affecting this battle? And we're going to have boom shot and marks to both get picked up.
Yeah, and I was expecting the boom shot to get picked up a lot quicker right off the bat in that fight. Initially, right after the smokes were thrown, just because of them being put on that side of the map, especially with the 2 Voltoks. You're going to want to get that and get out of there as fast as possible. Right here, though, following Identitas, he just backs out of a fight, having control of the M-Bar now, and he is going to be as deadly as possible with that for his team. You can see them, though, controlling the power weapons here, all the more important power weapons here on the map, and knowing that they are going only seconds away here from waiting for that push here for Fable and knowing that they're going to get that 3-cap position.
So this is the beauty about the boom shot on the first half of the map. It's able to control both those home hills flawlessly, especially with 2 in a chamber. It's hard to already break those home hills without a boom shot over there. But if you have that in M-Bar, Ghost Gaming can honestly just sit on this 2-cap for the rest of the game. And Fable's going to have the toughest time in the world to break it. Speedy has 2 boom shots in hand. Identitas have the marks on the side of the map. If Fable can win this round, I'd be highly, highly impressed.
And Speedy was staying completely out of sight there with the boom shot, being smart about it. As you can see, Identitas is the man that's kind of picking his spots and going back and forth between the hills they're controlling, try and get these angles across the map here. They know that the M-Bar is getting shot at them, so they got to make sure that they stay apparent about that and keep their head down. And Speedy's, though, trying to basically play a little bit more defensive with the boom shot. No need to push up there and waste it. Yeah. And he's just hiding in all these corners here, waiting for that push, knowing Fable's just, it's a matter of time before they're going to have to make that push. And
so, but
he's
this,
going to utilize it the best way.
This is what I talk about with Fable in this indecisive situations. M-Bar just spawned up, so they do got some time, but they're going to have to react now. Somebody's going to have to decide who wants to get it. It should be coming up any second now. I know the next boom shot is going to be up in 16 seconds, so you're going to have to watch out for that one. But Fable, they don't have no power weapons. They're waiting late into the round to make a move. And you might as well make this move 40 seconds ago, so in case that you do have an opportunity to rebound, you have another shot at taking it.
Yeah, they seem to wait as long as possible until the countdown came. You can see those Speedies using that boom shot finally, but then taking out Identitas in the process. So pretty much what good was them waiting for that, but they're going to end up making a trade-off essentially with that. Luckily, they still have positioning of it and ending up almost losing position of all 3 of their hills somehow. Things are just getting flipped on their heads. As you can see now, multiple fights being won here by Fable, only a few seconds away, keeping them out of spawn, not able to get the touch. And it looks like Fable stealing one away from Ghost and getting the boom at the end to finish things off as well to keep them out of that circle.
That can't happen. That can't happen whatsoever. And I said that I would be highly, highly impressed if Fable managed to win this round. And folks, I am highly, highly impressed. You know what? They shouldn't have lost it. I expected Ghost Gaming to win that. They even was picking up the headshots. They even when Fable was trying to get those power weapons, Fable waited to that last minute and they hit him with the Mystic Crab. Hopefully our analyst Mortal Spawn was watching closely in that round because I couldn't catch the breakdown and Ghost strategy on that one, but Fable takes the lead 2-1.
Yeah, and that big play there with Identis ended up leading the charge there, getting that first shot on the part as Fable pushed in that last round, and then getting killed right after that by the Boom on his own team. So it flipped things around for Fable in position. They have all the momentum here as Cray is now picking up 2 kills right off the bat and getting the flank here, looks like, to go for the 3-piece. Gets one more member down. That's Rush. He's trying to get out of there. Cannot do so. And it looks like Fable is ready to just get not only Boom Shot, but get this round for the win. They're ready now to clean things up. A nice shot there. It looked like put him as hard as he can be. One more shot, he is down, and he knows he can just use that last one. They clean things up really nicely there.
That was beautiful. Fable just doing good work, but what Ghost has is that Ghost has his confidence in their back pocket because they just won 5 straight rounds in a row. So they know that they can do it again if need be, but they're going to have to start now. They can't get further and further in the hole, but we're going to see what's up.
Yeah, but Fable, you know, started the last map just like this, so this is really where the turning point is about to happen. Are they going to keep this momentum and finish strong, or are things going to get flipped back into Ghost's favor? Now, Ghost, I can never say that they're really out of this at any point. As you can see, they were able to do it in the last map, and I think right now we're going to see a lot more of an aggressive fight coming.
I'm kind of like watching this game. I'm watching round 13 of Riot Nation versus Echo Fox on the quad monitor next to us. But in this one, we're going to see Brad push up, looking to get this engagement. Fable's going to be good. This is going to be a 20-second respawn round. Fable's trying to make the most of it. They have that help from that control room, and that's been helping them a lot, especially in these engagements for these power weapons. We'll see what happens. They have M-Bar in the hands of Identis. They don't have the boom shot picked up just yet, and it is going to get snatched up now.
And it looked like he picked it up and then gets taken out, or actually might have, he actually got taken out right there as he picked it up, and it did not work out. But he ended up getting, or waiting as long as he could, forcing one more member out of Ghost there as he got the kill right after the revive. Tried to pick it up, but got taken out. It looked like it was a little bit too early. They might have made a little bit of a desperation play on that.
Might have, but going into this half, once again, Fable is going to have a 4-2 lead. And over there on the side station, we're going to see Rice Nation take map number 1 against Echo Fox in round 13.
That is exciting. This is going to definitely shake things up going to the next part of this team.
Definitely going to be a good day 1. Because I want to say Echo Fox beat Ronin. And so if Rise is able to get that, then they have the whole pool tied up 1-1. All right, but focusing on this match, folks, it is going to be the second half. So that means our respawn timers are going to be dropped down to 10 seconds, and we will have a new set of hills.
Right here, you see Falling Sleepy as he gets the corner, knows that he has to hold off numbers while he gets that revive on Speedy. Speedy, as soon as he gets revived, tries to push through. 1-on-1 here to try and fight for the home hook, and now actually using the pistol instead of the shotgun, knowing that he had actually a member behind him for more of that support fire. And you can see they're just going as wide as possible, being smart about it. They had the advantage there and ended up backing up, getting control of that hill now. And, going down his Identis just as he was able to get the cap, and they're able to get out and get position.
All right, taking a few shots. We're going to have a 2-hill advantage in favor of Ghost Gaming, but only a 7-point lead, which is hardly anything. Fable, they kind of struggle on these lower respawn rounds against the Ghost Gaming team because they're very aggressive. They make a lot of crazy plays and they pull them off at the same time. So the more chances at life that they get, the more chances that they have to coming back and breaking through Fable's setups. But fighting for control over top rock, Phelps is taking some damage, and he's going to fall in that engagement. Yeah, Phelps actually ran in there for that 1v1, and they got sandwiched in there by 2 members of Ghost Gaming. And now, as another member of Fable came in that was crazed to try and help him out, he ends up getting taken out as well. So that was actually a very smart play by Ghost. Instead of having both members up there at top rock, only one up there holding position, forcing someone to go up there and try and make the move, sandwiching him there and taking him out. Now, as it looks like they're holding the position here in the center a little bit better, Rushy's this whole round, seemingly, he's just shooting blindly in the smoke. Right there, popping off on the up A, getting Hydron as he pushes through blindly, and that ended up getting position now on the Lancer to try and get every angle he can here to spread Fable out. All right, Rushy doing some good damage, and Ghost Gaming with the lead in this one. Fable trying desperately to push across, get control, but you can't ignore that guy on top rock, and they're all going to fall. I want to say that was the Speedy up there. So Ghost Gaming sitting pretty. They got control. They pushed up past that halfway point of the map, got the control room. They're going to have deck control over their home hill. They're only a few points away from winning this one. But we've seen Fable make a lot of crazy comebacks towards the end of the round. So don't count them out just yet. We'll see if they can come back.
This is actually very crucial for Ghost. They need to win this, even though it looks like it's all wrapped up for them. They need to make sure that they do close this round, because they could just flip things over and have Fable take this right from under them again. But you can see now with these gunfights going back and forth, it does look like that Ghost is going to be able to hold down one hill long enough to win this round, luckily, and not have things bounce back into Fable's way to try and run away with this map.
So this is going to be 4-3 Ghost Gaming, kind of almost like the same story of last time. So we need to see Fable keep their composure, but they're going to have the first weapon placement of the second half, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do. They saw how Ghost likes to play for that boom shot. Maybe they put the M-bar down now so they can start fighting for maintenance, and it looks like they want to eye maybe for the block. Oh, they actually like that boom shot engagement they had last time, and they said, hey, you know what? That kind of worked out for us. Let's do it again.
Yeah, and this sets the tone for this round and the rest of this map, actually. If you're able to get control of that boom shot in the center of the map as well, you get double position with the power weapon and the actual objective itself. So now if you're able to keep control up there long enough, I think it makes for easy rotations. You can pretty much pick your poison there, going down to either keyboard at any time. Right here, though, we're going to pick things up right away. Is running now through this one to try and stop them from going. Goes for that pickup on the boom. Now Sleepy, though, putting in a lot of the crossfire there. Ghost coming in, making work of Fable, though, in all those fights and sweeping them off the map to take positioning of the center and the boom shot. And now they're just only a few seconds away, going all the way to the F hill. And that was insanely fast round. Everything worked out perfectly for Ghost, and now they look like they have found the formula for victory here.
Yep, they find themselves in this position once again, almost like a replay of map number 1. So Ghost, they're feeling comfortable just because they knew the lead that Fable got on that foundation. They knew what they can do, and they knew the comeback in which they made. And they're like, yo, let's just do it again. You know, who cares if they go up 42.5? These guys got to be able to close out the games and finish it off. Fable cannot allow Ghost to win this round. This is going to be a crucial one. They're going to put those Botox down to help as well. But both these teams, the way that this map is set up on weapon placement, it favors them both. This is going to come down to who's going to be shooting straight in this round.
As you can see on the overhead here, you're going to have a lot more members here going up to the top of the map there to get that positioning on the boom here, just as usual the last time. It worked so well for Ghost. As soon as they got positioning, the round ended moments later. So right here, with control, you can see Speedy making use actually of that smoke, throwing it through to get positioning on that boom, but gets taken out actually as he tries to fire it on March, and also killing himself in the process. So boom on the ground, still one left. With 4 members of Ghost down, Identims has to stay alive as long as he can, at least for a few seconds more, but he's getting crossed from every straight angle. Look at the moves by him, even just picking up a few additional seconds of distraction for Fable there, while more members of Ghost come out of spawn.
And that's key. As long as you can hold them up as long as possible to give your teammates time to respawn. And so Ghost Gaming able to get out of spawn and get towards that B hill and kind of set up a little bit. At least they have control over one hill. It's not a big deficit for them early on. But I'm curious to see, kind of look down the line to see if Fable, he called that boom shot was on the ground, but I don't see any of them having it. So I don't think anybody did see that boom shot down, and that's going to be spawned up in 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Yeah, with all 4 members of Ghost dropping like they did, with the boom falling onto the ground actually, and still with 1 left in the chamber, I don't think that there was any communication there by Fable knowing where that was in the midst of all that chaos. So they definitely lost an advantage there, where they could have made the best of that situation. Right here, though, looking over the E hill, you can see though Fable has a little bit better positioning, at least for the time being here. But Ghost knows that they have to just at least pick their spots here, play a little bit more defensively, knowing that how important this is.
So both these teams said, hey, just sit up. We're going to be playing for the new boom. So currently, both teams are saying what their strategy is. Throw a smoke in this location. Throw a smoke in that location. When it's 10 seconds on the clock to a boom respawn, we're going to all push. And they're going to try to, as soon as that boom shot spawns up, that first frame, they're going to try to pick it up. And we'll see who has the better strategy in this engagement. Boom shot spawns in 20 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Essentially seeing something that's not even there yet. If you have such a tight lock on all the timings of the weapon respawns. They're going to know, like you said, pushing forward before it's even going to be there, getting there right on time. Identity, though, look at him just pushing, actually, with that Boltok, using it and making a lot of work actually happen here as his teammates were trying to get out position, but he gets taken out across the way. And Phelpsy picking up the double kill as well by killing up Ribs. And now with 4 down of Ghost, it looks like Sleepy actually gets taken out by the Boltok.
How you allow him to get in there and pick up the boom shot? So when he picked it up, I was completely confused. But he wasted one of the boom shots. Even though he did go down, Fable will lock in this round.
Yeah, he saw exactly letting him get that pickup was going to be a bad idea. Then turning, locking on with that Boltok essentially and taking him out quickly right there. And it really shows you that if you have a member on your team that can utilize a weapon like the Boltok or something that might not be as favored from other teams, it's really going to give you that much more of an advantage.
All right, do we see the M-bar once again? Both teams like it. All right. Let's put it down. I like both teams are comfortable with this M-bar. That's going to be a 1v1. Marsh versus Identis, which I love that matchup. It can go either way on that one. So whoever wins that gets control over the M-bar. They can immediately look over and try to help their teammates for that quick boom pickup.
You have actually 2 members of Fable going down.
Well, one's going to go control.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's splitting as they go towards the center there, towards the control room now. You can see Rib now making sure that he can hold that positioning as he throws the smoke. Only has a few seconds here to make that decision, and he does actually get the angle on the push, knowing how he has that smoke in position on the right side. But now he has to back up a little bit more. As you can see, though, with 2 members dropping, this is going to leave Fable now in position to get that middle hill, get that boom, and it looks like this is a great opportunity for them to set the tone for this one.
Ribs trying to stay alive. That shot's going to hit the wall. And he managed to keep his composure, but was not able to land the next one. Kills being picked up. Domination coming through. Able looking to go match point and get this round on the board, folks.
Right there, it was just really quick work. It's actually, Fable knows that they saw what happened in that first map, and they know that they are not going to replicate that again. They're going to finish strong here, and they really are trying to prove it right here today.
This team has just been evolving after every top-tier match. Any match that they get against the top 4 team, they're learning round by round, and if you pay attention, you can kind of see them evolving. And if they're able to pull this out, Fable is just, once again, like I said, they're a top 5 team.
Yeah, and it tells you a lot about the caliber of the team that Fable is. If they're able to evolve, even as the tournament progresses, they're able to fix so many of their mistakes and really capitalize on a lot of the mistakes that their opponents are making, while a lot of teams really take a lot more time to hash a lot of those out and fix those problems. They're figuring it out on the fly, essentially, and it's working out right now. So right here, they're in position to try and run away with this map. But let's see if they're going to win this initial fight there. You can see no touches yet in that middle hill. The Hydron, though, in positioning, looks like sneaking down there in that control room, getting a nice angle with that pistol, waiting for someone to push the Ghost. But now members of Ghost, they're taking their sweet time here, knowing that there's just still that one member watching over the low side there in control room.
It's a big fight for the M-bar. Identis, if he wins this, that's key for his team. So now M-bar and boom shot's going to be in control for those during this round.
Right there, you can see Identis going for that first shot. Looking for the poke out, knowing that he only has a split second to get him. Let's see where they're going to make the most of this push here. Only 1 second away, though. Ghost, though, there you go, making work happen. They ended up getting the domination. Once they get positioning and both of those power weapons that they needed, it's pretty much all over right there.
But I would say when it comes down to Fable losing that last round, I want to say whoever had Boltok needs to hit more shots, because you saw Ghost Gaming just rushing across towards Fable's side of the map, and some of those guys were taking a lot of damage. They were confused, and they were just trying to roll back and get cover. Fable just wasn't able to get any of those down, so you're going to have to connect with those Boltok shots, going to have to use those Lancers. Ghost getting aggressive, trying to go for those quick picks, get those good smoke placements. It's gonna come down for this fight on the boom shot.
The block getting placed now in the center of the map at the control room, so that's still just going to be pretty much the spot of the map you're going to see mainly for positioning here. Whoever does get that control room can be very versatile here, especially if they're able to get control of the control room and the M-bar. It will pretty much put you in a great position to oversee the middle of the map and get that middle objective as well as the boom shot. So you can see the Rich trying to push in and get out. as well in the first part of that fight. You can see, though, members of Fable are not backing down here. They're staying on the aggressive side of this fight, Sleepy switching sides, essentially, in the fight, trying to be all over the place here, leaving only Identives left for Ghost to fight towards the end bar here.
I love it. Run away from the fight. Go Captain Hill. That's the veteran play. Stay out of Identives' crosshairs. Can you win a round for your team? Can you lock it in? We're going to game 3.
Astounding right there. He knew there was only one member of Ghost left. Back up, finish that round. Only 10 seconds away, and there was no way Identives was going to be able to run over in time. He had to make use of the end bar. He put him right out of position, so he was not able to make that move up.
Fable with the impressive win. Blaze is looking at him smiling right now because his prediction just might come true. The player that stood out to me the most, Hydro, 12 kills, 16 downs. That's not common. You see stats like that. Mortal Spawn, how big was he for his team?
Yeah, I mean, you know, sort of step up in that support role there and really, really go big. And it's the veteran plays, like you said, Blaze. And we have to realize that Blaze did say 2-0 Fable. All right, so I'm not going to let that slide.
He still
because
said
my
that
prediction
upset.
is gone now.
Okay.
But with that out of the way.
Mine is still alive, just saying.
And I know. He's definitely still alive. So. But, yeah, so with
that one round, though, Immortal,
yeah.
in which I was saying that Ghost should not have lost that round. Do you remember how Fatal kind of came back in that one? It happened a lot.
I would love to break this round down.
Thank you.
guys.
Please
go ahead.
Here we go. Confused about it.
Look, there's literally like no way that Ghost Gaming can lose this round, right? They have like 190 on the clock. They got M-Bar. They got Boom Shot. How do you lose this round? This is what happened. They had both their power weapons inside the E, if you will, like where the ramp is.
Yeah.
And we're looking at a first half, and we're looking at you have hills on each side, the home hills and the maintenance hills. This is the first half. You put both of your power weapons in the middle of E. And, you know, somebody made a hero play and forced a boom and literally forced both of those power weapons. All you have to do is win off of one hill there. So if you position your team a little bit favorable on a home hill, they set up this 2 home hill strat, right? But the way that it played out was somebody made a hero play, came in, forced both power weapons to just diminish from the game. And eventually, you know, it ended up just turning on them. There was too much focus in between the home hills. They needed to spread out a little bit.
Yeah, and just focused on one hill in that situation. Yep. Okay.
That was a beautiful analysis.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. Actually, I'm kind of hot over here. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Let's do another one. The last round. Let's just break down that last moment because, like you said, the veteran play out of Krim, you know, he saw what happened there where he had a 1v1 versus Identives. Of course, you want to fight Identives and body him for that 1v1. But it doesn't matter anymore. The M-Bar doesn't matter. You literally have an opportunity to win the game. He backs off. He gets inside the hill. He puts himself with that nasty little lean where he can't get shot. And boom, GG, it's over. So that was just an amazing play out
That
of
was a great veteran play by Chrome. Great heads-up play. But congratulations to Fable for winning the second map to tie it up 1-1. I say we learned a little bit more about Fable.
I would describe myself as a player as like a support, like just tries to help the team more than like just trying to get flashy kills. I think everyone brings their own personality, but like we all mesh quite well together. We have the best 5 players in Europe. I think our team has a lot of potential to do whatever we want. It's just like the determination that like sets us apart from the other teams. Our team needs to improve on like just small talk in between rounds and just keeping composed. That's the main things that set us back. At the end of the season, I would like to say our team could contest for titles very strongly.
I drawn the support player for Fable, but the one thing I want to point out about Fable is that they're so far ahead in Europe. They're looked at as the optic of Europe. The second place team, I think, is Supremacy.
Yeah.
They have trouble, but the one thing I would like to point out, and the main reason why they won the second map, I don't know if it's because they scrim more American teams, but Fable, they wolf pack a lot now. You never see a player by himself, rarely, unless he's a support player, such as Hydro. How does that play in part in them dominating in the American scene?
Well, you know what? That plays a huge part because what it is that they're fighting these teams. They're not scared of the team fight. No. They're fighting the 4v4s and the 3v3s, and they're coming out on top as well. They're not running away. They're setting the tempo of the map with the weapon placements, with their own strategies as well. And Fable is banking with the best of them. And I see no difference. I think there's a big gap between
Huge.
1 and 2, especially when it comes down to Europe. Big gap between 1 and 2, and everybody else from that region needs to look at how Fable are playing these American teams, because I watch 40, I watch what 20 episodes of Fight Night of doing the EU 2Ks where the most lethal weapon that was placed on the map was the sniper rifle.
Oh, yeah.
So, Fable has changed their game.
So you watch Fable a lot. What can they do to improve at this point?
They just need to keep doing what they're doing, to keep playing top competition. When they have games like this against top 4 teams, it just makes them so much more confident in themselves.
So with this going down to the tiebreaker map, are your predictions still intact?
Yeah, I think Ghost is going to actually come through this one strong to take this last map here.
All right, Trooper, let's take this one away. This is going to be a good one. We get to see a Game 3. I said that this was my matchup that I was looking forward to the most once we got the pulls pulled on Fight Night, and it is living up to my expectations. We're going to have a nice big team fight in this bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to set really a lot of what you're going to see coming into the later portions of this round, of the rounds of this map. Right when you see who's going to make the aggressive move here up on the bowl and maybe make a lot more work here up towards the top side of the map. You can see a lot of the smokes now flying in here, but Ghost were the aggressors, getting the position on that spot and making members there of Fable actually have to back out of there, at least for the moment, and seeing where they're going to have to get a better spot to move up through the stairs there and catch Identity off without him looking. But right there, he was ready for that push there, getting multiple members up there of Ghost to try and push them back. And they know all they got to do is hold it down here and not let that happen. Mars pushing through there and throwing a wrench in their gears, so to speak, getting the kill and ending up staying in the bowl still. Members of Ghost did not know he was there, and it looks like a 3 down now in that process there. So now with Marsh getting control of the bowl, making the play that needed to happen there.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of Marsh. He picked up 3 good kills in succession. Now domination coming through. Ghost is gonna have to deal with him at his front door. Speedy gets one, Speedy gets another, and he is just too quick with it. And Ghost Gaming will hold off this domination and live to fight another team fight.
And Marsh almost with the play of the round right there to finish things off and give them the victory as he made that aggressive move into the bowl. Right here, though, Ghost Gaming trying to regain composure and get to the top of that bowl. You can see now the 3-man push coming through the smoke. And right now, it looks like they have a disadvantage, at least for the time being, over on the side of Fable. Fable now having to back up, and that's Beltsy getting taken out as he tried to move up. Marsh dropping as well, and now they finally get back positioning of that bowl. These opening rounds on the coins are always so exciting to see exactly what's going to be done differently up there to try and
It is. We're going to see if Fable can bounce back the way that Ghost Gaming bounced back from that last domination. They're going to start off with a down fight until the team fire comes out to get that next down. I believe that was on Hydro, but the teams, they're trading off kills back and forth with each other. So this is, like I said, this is a good, even matchup. I know some people probably was not expecting, but I'll tell you one person who was, and that was me.
And you can see Rush actually throwing the smoke and getting the kill pretty much almost simultaneously with the revive there. Just a perfect play right there to back up. They're still holding down positioning of that bull, and it looks like Krim is now taking a lower spot here to try and maybe make a rotation if there is any opportunity or opening for them to make that push inside.
This game slowed down just a little bit, and it's not a big deficit on this hill. If they can at least get control over speed, they can win it off a 2-cap, but they're going to have to react right now. You got Ribs putting in some bricks over that wall, trying to stay alive. Here, the notification saying that this round is almost over. This is where, hey, Fable just have to spring into life. They're looking for the opportunity to give their health back. They need to win this 2v2 fight.
They had an amazing setup right there, and it worked out perfectly. As a couple members of Fable, I don't even know. I think they had two members there of Ghost in that corner. They only saw one. The second member came out and was able to surprise those members of Fable. Another interesting thing there is to see Ghost was able to hold down the top bowl as long as they did, knocking off members of Fable over and over, with Fable coming out of respawns with fresh smokes, still not able to utilize them enough to get into that position. Ghost was really holding it down there.
And that's a valid point about those fresh smokes. But what's most important is Fable, within the first 2 rounds of the map, they've been putting down crucial weapon placements Let's see what they want to do now. Do they want to focus on the bowl? And they're going to put the block now. And I'm not mad against that. That bowl can be a chaotic fight. And even fighting for power weapons up there is not as viable. If anything, yeah, you can put a snipe up there, but it depends on how dominant your team is with that bowl strat. And if Fable may know that, hey, you know what, this isn't one of our strongest suits, but we want to take this power weapon off of it, and we're just going to hit it with base, just our stock weapons, and then we'll make a move afterwards.
Yeah, with it traditionally being the most chaotic fight possibly on any of the maps that you'll see here at the top bowl, putting a block there is definitely an interesting move, as you're only going to have to focus on that objective. You're not going to have to worry if you do lose position of this objective that you also maybe lost positioning of a very crucial power weapon. So right there, that's a really smart idea in the process there for Fable to actually make something like that go down. You can see though, holding that positioning now at the top is crazy to get those shots right over the top of that wall, down on the lower section of the bowl, and they are really getting these angles set up very well against Ghost.
He needs to keep his pistol out. He's going to back up to help his teammate. His teammate lost an engagement with Speedy, and Speedy's locked in this one. This is crazy with Speedy, probably the best two players in each one of these teams. Speedy managed to catch his one on the flank as well. He's still alive. He's regrouping with his teammates, and now this just turned into a 2v2 fight for control over B. But Speedy made some great plays to keep his team in this round.
Speedy still holding that back corner, and as he was crossing, that was an amazing play there by Fable. They actually went out, split up, knowing that there was going to be Speedy in the corner for the cross, and he was not going to be ready for that head-down push.
You got to go for it. Even if you lose your teammate, this is a round that should go in favor of Fable. They need to get on top of this home hill right away. They need to start to trigger this domination. It's going to be a big fight. Now, they lost the last round before this situation. They're just going to keep their spacing. They may have to slay Ghost up one more time, but it's okay to let them come out just a little bit. And Ghost, they get one kill. Not able, they're gonna get a second. That's gonna be 3 for Hydro. Looking for a 4th, but he stays in the round and he keeps his team in it. But most importantly, they have a 2-cap and Ghost Demon isn't getting any points right now.
Yeah, he made one heck of a juke there to get out of that position, but then ends up going down the stairs and getting caught by Idenevs there, waiting for him to dive down those stairs. Idenevs now able to rotate to get position of that middle hill, but only for a second here. He uses his smoke to keep the members of Fable back, and he knows he needs a few more members of Ghost to help him out here as they come in. There you can see the shots getting across there through the gate, but with that smoke blinding them in, now there's about an additional 7 seconds as they're going to be able to get that hill. So now Speedy, though, turning and trying to get some shots here as that push is coming in from Fable. He does get one down, going to go for that meat shield. Of course, as you do not want to be, be caught with more members coming in and trying to get that rebound.
Marsh is trying to stay up in this one. He's looking for that target. This would be a big play if he can get it, but it's going to be 2. Oh, no. Oh, okay, he couldn't get that up A. He had the actors ready. But the overextension across the map to decap that home hill, I don't know who did it, but that's a clutch play. Now Ghost Gaming needs to overextend and get to the other side and decap Fable's home hill. But the question is if they can do it.
Now it looks like he's throwing smoke and is just going to go in, make the aggressive push all the way through, actually stop short, trying to juke them out, and he knows that he's just trying to take out as many of the points as he can there, giving his teammates enough of the time he can get over. You can see now Russians backing up a little bit more there, and more members of Ghost are coming through, but they are falling apart here as they try to converge on the spot, leaving only Speedy remaining here, and he's going to have to try and make something happen. He gets the double kill, makes the push through, gets the touch, but gets down as they knew they could not let that happen. Backed up, got the Lancers out, finished him off, and won the round.
So in this situation, it almost happened to Fable twice, where they're about to get the domination, but they lost the fight on Ghost Gaming's home hill. You know, it depends on the time and how fast in which they react. Both times they were kind of slow on that jump, and they allow at least 3 members of Ghost Gaming to get on top of that home hill. So if you find yourself in that situation, just keep your spacing. They need to find a better way of positioning themselves so they win that engagement, and then they will be up 2-0, but still 1-1. Now Ghost Gaming is going to get a shot at the weapon placement, and they're going to choose to put this Hammerburst down, which is the deadly, deadly weapon in the right hands.
Yeah, and if they are able to get the Hammerburst to take control up in the top bowl for either of these teams, they're going to have prime positioning for the rest of this game, at least until something gets put in that's going to change things up. Right here, though, on the overhead, you can see now 2 more members of each team are actually going low, with them splitting and 1 each getting that home hill, which is going to have everybody again going to this top bowl knowing that there isn't anything as strong in the map that they're going to have to focus on more importantly than this fight. So you have the Craze now actually backed up all the way around the wall. They're getting far all the way into that bowl, getting as far as they can to make sure that they don't have to let Ghost come in and make the push. And right here you can see those Speedies bouncing around, barely staying alive and getting caught by Marsh. Marsh getting 2 revives in the process to save his team. Unbelievable play there, and what a nice clutch up there to save just in time.
And Ribs, you wouldn't be surprised. Of course, it's going to be him trying to extend around for his team. He's going to find himself in a 1v2, and he's going to drop in that one. Now, Ghost Gaming getting his cap. Martian, Cole looking to take the 1v2. Now it's going to turn into a 2v2. He's weak, but he's staying in a fight. But most importantly, he's keeping that guy off the hill, buying his teammate time to isolate that last man, which was Speedy. But Rushy to Speedy, they defend the home hill. And Ghost Gaming will live to fight another team fight.
Yeah, and that's really interesting, actually, that you can see looking over at the A hill, and you can see Fable still has positioning of it right now, as it looked like that Ghost was going to be able to make a push on the fight before that one and actually get over to that hill. You can see Ribs was at the top section of the stairs. The second his Hydro took his eyes off him, Ribs made that push knowing that he had somebody behind him, just giving him a little bit of a distraction there. But right here, they know that they're just playing it slow. The BNC locked up. They're just going to just happen it as much as they can to hold things as well as they are.
And at least, you know, for the Fable fans, Fable has gotten out of spawn. It's not set up, but now Ghost is getting aggressive on him. Ribs taking a lot of damage in that fight, in which he was not ready for. He had backup, but that's going to be 2 kills for Fable. Ghost Gaming looking to get control over B, and Smoke's going to be dropped on the ground. Going to slow down the assault of Fable just yet, but they're just going to say, hey, we're just going to flank. We're going to go to the other side of the bowl, get one. Now they're looking to hunt down Sleepy Time. He may be trying to push across to get a domination coming through, but it's not going to go through because Fable will get control over the B hill. But good job to Rush. He's down low, overextending Fable's home hill.
There's 3 members of Fable shoulder to shoulder, running all the way around the bottom side of that bowl, taking out members of Ghost, swinging all the way up and getting control. Right here, though, you can see now with members of Ghost coming out of the spawn. Speedio getting across from every angle, looking like he was trying to make a push, waited a little bit too long, and now it looks like he has to wait either for the team to back up. He is really barely staying alive there, getting across. He had no idea what he wanted to do there, and another member of Ghost drops as well. So this positioning right here that Fable has is setting up very nicely to win this.
This is pressure. We saw Sleepy Time in map number 1 get multiple kills to extend around for those games. They're going to need him to go big now, but he needs to get across that map. He's going to have to start to play for that home hill, but he has pressure on top of him. You got 2 Fable members. Those games, you can see the domination kind of coming out from him, and this is Sleepy actually on Fable's home hill. They managed to get one, but they trade off on that one. Big 1v1s. Now that turns into a 2v1. They should get the catch. Those Gaming will have a cap in the situation, but I don't think it's going to be enough. If so, folks, it's definitely going to be a close one. But this should be Fable's round. Everybody's trying to do quick maths, but I don't know what's going to happen. I think Ghost Gaming is going to kind of push in and recap this one just to be sure on it. And they're going to get that. Now it's going to come down to 2:07 on the clock. All up, he goes down as well. Fable gets another one on the board.
Fable cleaning up nicely at the end there. Like you said, they were trying to figure things out, knowing could they have just held that one hill? Did they have to make the push? They played it a little bit safe there, and it worked out perfectly, as Ghost pretty much knew that they had to make that push in that situation, which was actually smart for Fable to wait, let Ghost make that decision, knowing, okay, since they're the aggressors here, we can hold this hill. They know that, and now we know that information as well.
And so we're going to see, I believe that's Ghost Gaming. They chose to put the boom down low. Now, usually when teams make this move, they're saying, hey, you know what? This up top fight on top of the B hill is not working out for us. So at this point, you're going to switch it up. So, because in the second half of this game, the team fight is going to be down low in the barn. So they saying, hey, let's just get to the nitty gritty right now. Let's get these guys figured out so we have more time to dissect them and come up with a strategy to beat them in this map. And I think that's a great play for them.
Yeah, I generally suspected that whoever placed the boom, they were going to place it down in the workshop in this first half of the map. Since it's in between those home hills, it's a smarter idea if you do get positioning of that you can kind of work it in between whichever one
that's 5
that
down.
You have the advantage of that position.
That is 5 Ghost members down. I want to see how many hills are being capped up. They all will be. Ghost can't get in time, and Rushy knows that he's going to try. Oh, just a frame away from getting to that hill and stopping that Dom. Looking good.
Yeah, right there, Fable knowing that they were able to keep Ghost on their toes there and try to back them up into a fight maybe they didn't want to take there, but it worked out really well. They cleaned up as fast as they could on that round, and a lot of the times you see the boom shot get placed, the following round goes very quickly, even though the boom wasn't maybe a big of a key right there in that initial fight that you saw. There was actually a lot more people backing up than they would have normally had been.
All right, so Ghost Gaming going to choose to put that Boltok down. That's going to be that support weapon. You get hit with that Boltok, you're going to be in a difficult situation, but Fable, they love it as well. anything that Ghost Gaming plays now, Fable was happy for. They're like, okay, you know, we rock with the Botox. We rock with the boom shot. Let's do it. Fable's been excelling. Ghost Gaming, they're going to have to step it up now. They're going to have 3 people on top, but once again, Fable breaks ice first.
We're fighting blindly in the smoke right now with Marsh actually thinking that he had an opportunity to pick it up, waiting to see if he could count the seconds in between shots, thinking if there's anybody even still there through the smoke, but it ends up backing up and now leaving Identivs, forcing members actually out of that position. It looks like he's able to, almost had an opportunity to pick it up, but he gets the help he needs. Still though, the boom is there. A lot of these players are actually keeping that in their eyesights right now. They're not getting it all the way. What a suicide attempt there. Krim takes out himself and Phelpsy with Identivs in the process. I do not think that was the smart idea there. Identivs now running away with only 1 boom, but we're going to see how that's going to utilize. They're going to utilize this going up, maybe rotating.
We call that nerves. We call that nerves. But even if you would have cleared out, nobody else was there, I might not have been mad at the play. But they had 1 guy down. You just got to try to melee him. Even if you get chunked, your teammate has a good chance of coming out on top with the play and still winning up because you put damage on the last guy. But it was in a close range situation. But now you're going to have Ghost Gaming control of 2 hills in this one. That next boom shot's got to be up in a minute and 20.
Yeah, and that second boom shot actually was utilized against Fable. It took out one of those members, which is really unfortunate. You use it on yourself, your teammate, and an opponent, and then they're able to pick it up and use it on just you. Really turn it around back on yourself, and it showed really what kind of a play that was, where if he maybe been more in a desperation mode where there was only a few seconds left for a trip cap, maybe that was a smart idea, but right there, just thought a little bit maybe too spontaneously in that situation.
If Fable wanted to, they need to group up. They're waiting for all the players to come off a respawn now before they make their next play. But hopefully they play some good smoke so they can get down there. They got 40 seconds until this boom shot is up. And you see they're all kind of crowded up on top of their home hill. And you got the hammer burst. I think you got 2 hammer bursts in the hand of Ghost Gaming as well. Dennis with the bow talk. And this is a bad position that Fable has themselves in. But they're going to wait for this next member to come off a respawn. And nothing wrong with slowing down a game. Ghost does not mind being in this position, but you're going to have to figure out where did you strike first. And I think it's going to be that B hill. If you can get up top and get control over that B hill, you put yourself in a good position because you're playing it like it's going to be like it's the second half. And, but also at the same time, you're playing for the boom respawn as well. We'll see what they can do. Dennis getting some good shots. Fable's falling and get the revive. No kills being picked up just yet. Trying to break through top barn. Craze gets first blood in this engagement. Now man advantage going in favor of Fable. Looking for that next kill. Ghost trying to spread out. Boom shot is going to be up on respawn. Fable gets another one. Speedy retaliates. Now Fable with the man advantage. They're going to break off, start decapping these heals. I love the moves by Krim. He's been doing such a good job rotating for heals, getting decaps. Craze gets another one. My question is, where's the boom shot?
Yeah, and Krim was able to cap that hill no problem. Nobody was behind him. He ran back in, got it, and got out as fast as he could right there. With Speedy now holding down the top part, the top wall with that hammer burst. He's trying to look down, getting that angle over the wall and through the fence. As you can see, though, that's one member of Fable at Marsh pushing in, and now leaving Speedy by himself, at least for the second. Now, as you have members of Fable getting position of that bowl, with all the time now running out, it's actually looking like that Ghost, with only a few more seconds remaining till we hit 200, this is going to leave Fable in the aggressive spot right now.
Good spot right there. Marsh gets 2. Now it's going to be a 1v2 situation on top of Ghost home hill. They need to react quickly. They're both taking damage. But once again, where is this boom shot? Am I tripping? It is a boom shot on the map, correct?
Yeah, they placed it in between the bar.
Yeah, it is a boom shot on the map. I have not seen this boom shot picked up, and it is just sitting bottom bar. But the question is, they might not even need it. Ghost Gaming is going to fall in this round as well. Fable goes up 4-1.
And that's really crazy to see that the boom shot really didn't show its face in that round, especially when you place the boom down in the barn in between the home hills. You're essentially opening up the only non-important area of the map. You have the top part, you have the sides, and now the bottom is just as important.
So that's one of those engagements where coaches come in handy, because the fact is that when Craze was picking up those kills bottom barn, boom shot is spawned. When Krim got that second kill in that next engagement, boom shot was 5 seconds off from that point, and he had rotated over towards that home hill, but they never backtracked not once. And still, it's a boom shot. They won the round, but it could have been probably a lot more smoother for those guys.
Yeah, you would have thought that he might have hung around just a little bit longer, maybe waiting it out if he had the positioning there, but ended up backing up, and it ended up ending the way that it did. Right now, they just push coming through, and we're going to see if it makes a bigger difference here in the early part of this round. As you can see now, Fable knowing that they have the opportunity here to try and get through, but Identis was the one to actually get through with his team to pick it up and get out of the barn. So now they're running squad deep all the way up, rotating to the top part of Bull, and it looks like now Identis taking it very wide here. Smart to put it on his back, and waiting until maybe there's a push of a couple more members of Fable so we can take out a bigger strength.
So Phelpsy has one in, and then Boom is crowding up. He's going to do that in on the stairs, trying to isolate that ball, not able to get it. And I believe that may have been the second Boom shot, or they may have one more left in that chamber. But most importantly, Ghost Gaming has control over the bowl. And yes, Identis still has one Boom shot in his back pocket. Next Boom isn't going to be till about 20 seconds until the Boom. The instants are going to be mid-map. That's going to be about a 20-second difference in those weapon respawns. So it's going to be close for Ghost Gaming looking to end this round now, making the most of their advantages. Why? It's a 20-second respawn round. He thought about picking up his teammate. He decapped the hill, letting his teammate cap up. The question is, that smoke was clutch, but can his teammate get in the hill in time? That's Marsh. He gets one. Craze gets chainsaw. Marsh falls to the ground. And Ghost Gaming, once again, in our third map in a row, Fable goes off into the half with a 4-2 lead.
And right there at the end, you could see one member left of Fable. I think Ghost thought that everyone was taken out right there, as he was able to get the self-revive and hop in, get one kill, but Marsh could not do anything against every member of Fable in that situation. They got the best, got both the hills and all rotated at once, closing them out with the 20-second respawns. The smartest idea they could have did in that situation.
All right. Folks, it is halftime, so all those power weapons will be wiped off the map. These respawn timers will drop back down to 10 seconds. But as we're going to see pretty much the same team fight in the second half, it's going to come down to the barn, and we've seen this since round 3 so far. And Fable won the majority of these engagements, but we know that with these 10-second respawns, Ghost Gaming have more opportunities to win the round. And with more opportunities for Ghost Gaming players to make the most of this chaos that we kind of see early on with these multiple respawns.
Yeah, and you can see it right there. Everything worked in that fight. They were shooting for each other right there, and it worked out perfectly. As now another member of Fable gets taken out who thought he was going to get rushies in that fight, but got flanked actually at the last second. So now that's Phelpsy getting sent back, waiting for the revive, but with everything wiped off the map and these 10-second respawns, that fight not being as crucial as it would have been in the last round. So right now, they're using that as just getting a little bit more of an advantage here in the points section of this round.
All right, let's see. Hydrone looking to push down these stairs. For this engagement, he gets one. They get it down on the stairs as well. Looking for the next one, can't get it. Actually, they will be able to get that kill, so they're playing for the home hills, and they're going to get both of them. So, looking good so far, but now they got to worry about this neutral hill down low, and that's Rushies who's going to be guarding it, and he's going to fall as well. So, Prim is going to pick up this hill, and he's going to tell his team, at this point, you tell your teammates, yo, go somewhere else. I don't know what here. Go help somebody on the home hill or set up. But at this point, once that guy dies, he said, hey, reset, regather, set up, control up top, control the home hill down low, but just lock it down.
Yeah, and right there with Prim going down, being by himself there in the middle hill, he was able to fill in the blanks for his teammates that could not see where other members of Fable were remaining. He was clear completely. There was nobody getting ready to push down there, so they knew that anybody that was around them on the top side was all that they had to worry about, at least in that situation. So you could see, though, only that middle hill being held still by Fable. They're going to take their time here and try to figure out which side they're going to want to push up here and try to get the best of Ghost Gaming in this situation. With the top bowl, though, not having the middle objective right now, that's utilized mainly just for flanks right now. So you might see a couple guys try and go up high and all the way around and take the long route there to try and go for the best flank they can.
All right, let's see. In this round, still early on, 10-second respawn rounds, Ghost Gaming will have the slight lead by 30 points. Ghost Gaming is eyeing Fable's home hill. They're going to get some smokes in there. And they're going to just choose to back up and set up. They know that they got the lead. I believe that's going to be their coach just kind of calling off this assault, saying, hey, hold up, pull out the lanterns. Let's bring the pressure to them. But we saw Fable win rounds like this in which they probably should have won.
Right there, Rushy's having it back up, knowing that they're only a few moments away from winning this. And right as soon as that timer started coming up, Rushy's backed up, regained into a better position. Very smart move, and Identivs now is actually avoiding that fight there, knowing that he doesn't need to. Rotating all the way back now to Fable's home hill, which is completely uncontested as they're just waiting the time running out and winning that round now 2 in a row, and looking like that this could potentially be as close as that first map that we did see, where they did start off a little slow, but now finishing strong and taking this map away.
All right, let's see what's going to go down. Let's see. This is a big crucial weapon placement, and throughout the last 3 games, Fable have lost the 7th round, which has actually been okay for them. You know why? Because they've made those crucial weapon placements of blocking an area in the map in which they don't want to fight for, or putting that boom shot down and setting the tempo of the game. So Fable fans, you shouldn't be mad if they lost that one, or anyone who predicted them to win.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to have a lot of people where there's a block on the map, really keeping their eye on it still, maybe even if there was a weapon on that section of the map, because that's going to be used so much for flanks and only flanks, unless somebody decides to override it at that time. But right now, though, following this fight here, low side, knowing that this boom shot is going to turn this game around in the favor of one of these teams, with Praise, though, backing up still in that corner, staying alive extremely long in this fight, too. Ghost members are trying to come from every angle, and they are falling apart. Fable winning all these fights and utilizing that smoke actually in the best way possible, cutting off every visual aspect that Ghost Gaming had to get into that bottom part of the bar.
All right. Now, you're going to have the boom shot in the hands of Fable. Nomination coming through. They're going to clean up the kill. The question is, right at home hill, does anybody go there to stop it? No, they're not. Fable, 5-3. 2 rounds away from closing this one out.
Man, if they can win these next 2 rounds, this is really going to say a lot about this team. You know, coming into this entire event pretty much with the top 5 players in the EU. You know, and if they really do play like they believe that, you're going to see them run away with these 2 rounds, no problem.
I wonder, is Benson out there somewhere watching this Fable matchup, just cheering for him, hoping they come through. We know he loves his boys.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. Now, but the incense goes down, and I was saying how much even Ghost Gaming, they love to use these in these type of situations. So now, this is a drastic weapon placement. This is like, all right, this is like the back of your strap book, because the incense are like a double-edged sword. Your opponents get 2 incense as well, and Fable is going to be just as good with them. But we'll see what Ghost Gaming can do with these incense. Not able to connect on that one. Yeah, they can get the next.
And it's really bothersome for teams if they are picking up the instance and then using them, but really being hindering their team more in that aspect. You could see that fight falling apart right there real quick. Praise was able to get that final kill on Identivs now. With all these members of Ghost now falling, it looks like Fable still staying on the aggressive side here, and they are ready to finish off this round as well as the next one to win this entire match.
So that's Ribs. Ribs just drew the attention of 3 different people in that home hill, and now he's going to be trying to transition down low to try to get the kill, but he can't win that gunfight against Krim. And Kraz is holding down low with his boom shot, not making sure that Ghost Gaming cannot get set up. And I think he actually still has one more boom shot left in this chamber as well. His teammate goes down. We'll see if he can use it. Domination coming through. They got the middle hill locked down. They're going to get some help through the middle as well. Praise, he does not have the boom shot. He's looking for the engagement, getting the shotgun shots in there, can't get the meat shield. Looking for the next one, and he gets it as well. Can they get it? Can they go to match point? Big fight. Got the back ache. Can Phelps do it again? And he does. And next thing you know, Fable, 6-3, trying to close this one out.
That play right there at Barn looked like Ghost ended up taking control as Krim was trying to get a better position, back up a little bit, getting focused by everyone that was down there on Ghost. As he got taken out, he actually had to get taken out, and then with the revive, it looked like that they all pushed in, got the better part of that position, and then it looks like it fell apart really quick for them.
We've seen great 6-3 comebacks before, and based off how this event has kicked off so far, I wouldn't be surprised if I see it. But Fable is looking good, and they're trying to close this one out. You got Speedy sitting at 26 kills for his team, Marsh with 26 for his. We'll see what will happen. We got to have Maze down mid-map as well. There's going to be a lot of explosive weapons, but the team with the man advantage early on should be able to win this one. They're going to have to throw some good incense down.
And with these incendiaries being thrown, you definitely have to be really communicative with all your teammates here when you're throwing them, because if your opponents are going to use them the best way and hit their throws with those, and you're able to damage any of your teams with them, you're really putting yourself at a huge disadvantage since they have 2 at their own pocket. Right there, though, Rushies ended up taking out one of the members of Fable as he scoops in to try and just quickly get that boom shot, maybe just even picking it up to throw it on his back as fast as he could, knowing maybe he wasn't going to get out of it.
And you're going to see Kite Drone, he's going to fall, Speedy picks up these nades. But as I said before, whoever was going to get that man advantage early on was going to end up coming out to win that round. Ghost struck first, and they had the 2 incense to work with, and they just, you know, placed down well-placed incense by Speedy and just slowly dismantled Fable in that round. And so Ghost, they're going to need 3 more just like that one.
Yeah, and with all of these explosives on this part of the map, all so close to each other essentially spawning, it's going to be really easy to control that side once you do get in position for that boom. And you're going to be able to force your opponents back very quickly and end the round as fast as you possibly can. Right there, Ghost cleaning things up and ending the round shortly after they got positioned in the middle of the map.
All right, let's see. This open engagement is going to be a big one. Who's going to win fight for the boom shot? Incense picked up by both teams. Speedy versus Phelpsy on the placements. Speedy being patient, watching top arm. Rotating down low. He's going to get some info, and I think they actually got it down. But they wasn't able to capitalize it. All members up for each team, though. And you're going to see Fable use both their incense already. Now, good incense. He's using them to protect both those corners so that they have nowhere to hide. They have to kind of rotate out into the open. Now, Ghost Gaming is going to pick that boom shot as well. We'll see what Fable wants to do. So far, they've been getting outplayed, especially with those incense placements.
Man, Speedy barely getting out there with his life. I thought he was actually going to take himself out as well with that boom shot. Luckily for him, he does get that push, take it out, and it stops him in his tracks. Moving in, rotating all the way back into Fable's home hill. Just like that, again, getting control of that boom shot, ending the round shortly after that. And it looks like that if Fable cannot get things together here, all they have to do is close this round out.
So 2 things. One is Fable is using their incense offensively. So at this point, Speedy is waiting for them to waste theirs, then he's using his to control the tempo. Be patient. I will hold my incense as long as he holds his incense as well. Also, after this round, if Fable does lose it, they'll be able to take those incense off the map, and they probably put Botox down there like they did in the first half, in which those rounds in which they won. But this round is those incense. Do not use them not use them early on, especially if you don't have no guaranteed kills. You need to be patient with them.
Absolutely. A lot of those teams might run in, grab those, and throw them right away in the center hill. But as you said, you want to hold them down. Speedy in the last round was trying to wait in the whole positioning, and he did, and he was actually the last one to throw them, waiting for his opponents to throw them, seeing where they were going to put theirs, and trying to counter that as well. Phelpsy now in a similar spot here with the incense. Looked like he tried to go for the tag, just out of the spontaneous move there. He ends up jumping the wall, throwing them both, and ends up getting a kill blindly in the smoke, hopping over the wall, making the push, getting killed though before he can get that flank attack, and that's Sleepy Time getting a kill, leaving room for Speedy to secure that boom. And also now with frag nades in their hands, they are looking to take control now and try to finish this off.
That was a big fight back Krim. What a name to win. But also the lead kills that he started to get cap praise, trying to decap that one. So boom shot being placed, and Ghost Gaming are getting some key rounds, and they've won 3 in a row to tie this up, folks.
That
looking
boom
to close this out
is really going in their favor right now. Fable does not know how to counter this, being in that slow side of the map and being where all those different angles are coming up. I'm wondering if they're going to have to try and change things up, maybe put something more, a little bit less aggressively here. And as you can see, they're looking to overwrite those incense right now with maybe something else on the map. So
100%. You know, we all knew it. They were definitely taking down those incense. We'll see what they want to put, though. This is going to be a round 13, and yeah, they're going to get the Botox down. So now this map isn't going to be as chaotic. Let's see. All right, both these teams, how does this one want to set up? Fable's going to have to close it out. Ghost is going to have to not choke. Both these teams are going to have to not choke in this one. Somebody's choking.
Well, we're going to have to find out right here, as both these teams are going to, no one's going to want to have to push up ahead of everybody here, but you can see, though, somebody throwing the smoke, running head down. That's identity. Looking like he wanted to just try to throw things off for Fable, depending what they were going to do there. Sleepy getting the opening kill in the fight, but now trading back and forth with both these teams. It's getting a little chaotic. You can see Rushy, though, trying to put a lot of fire across with the Boltok, diving right past one of the members of Fable, picking up the meat shield just in time for the extra protection there, and it looks like it kept him alive to finish off that double.
Ooh,
but
he got the
can't
boom,
get out
no.
in time as Phelpsy sneaks in to get the boom shot right as they were able to take their eyes off it, and he gets taken down right as he uses the second shot.
Ribs was not able to go down. He took a lot of damage from that boom, but the beauty is that it's only 2 members up on respawn. They're not going to be able to end this round. Also, the boom shots are wiped out. Fable's going to get another chance to stay alive. Ribs, 2 big nades, not able to connect with either of them. Fable should have time to get out of this spawn.
Desperation mode right now for Fable. Are they going to just run straight up the stairs, trying to flag around, but they know there's 2 members waiting for them, and it's only a few seconds now away for Ghost to get this victory. I don't know if Fable's going to be able to get any position in here. They can't get up the stairs and long enough for that touch. Right, you can see though Crim's trying as much as he can, trying to go blindly through the smoke. Another member is down to Fable, and it looks like Crim's down as well. Things are falling apart. Rushies picks up the double, and Ghost walks away with this one 2-1.
Good job to Ghost Gaming. They made an incredible comeback, 4 straight rounds, just when Fable was at match point. But what a hell of a match.
Absolutely. Fable, they started so strong, and then also winning the second map. I really thought coming into this third map, it actually might have been things that were going to swing into their favor, but instead you can see Ghost, you know, staying as poised as possible, and they knew exactly what needed to be done right there.
With over 30 kills for both Speedy and Rashi's Immortal Spawn, what did Ghost do in order to win those 4 rounds in a row to take that map back?
You know, they just say confident. I gotta say, I never doubted them in that map. I never doubted them at all. I mean, you know, what they have to round 5.
He's lying.
To be honest, Fable really, really showed how smart they are at this game.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm upset that they didn't take that map. Even though I said Ghost is going to win it, I'm really upset that they didn't take it because they deserved it in a way. But Ghost Gaming came back so aggressive, so confident, and they did such a good job on that second half. You know, at the first half, they start to get practice down there, get their feet wet with how they're going to do things. I felt like they moved around a little bit better with the incense. And, you know, just at the end of the day, they do a lot of these cycles around. You know, they get into a fight, they come back around in a circle down in the barn. And it's that repetitiveness and it's that, you know, perseverance that really came through for them.
So, Blaze, Fable was your pick.
Yep.
How did they lose that? I mean, all you needed to do was win 1 more round, and they allowed Ghost to win 4 straight to take that map. Was it a mental breakdown, fundamentals? What would you call it exactly?
You know, Speedy outplayed Phelpsy with those incinerator grenades. And especially in those 3 rounds, he just had to get good placements and play defensively on it. And, you know, he managed to lock it down for his team, giving them time to respond. But I will say that last team fight around 13, Phelpsy almost made the play when he caught Ribs with that boom shot. And actually, I don't know how Ribs did not die by that boom shot because he got the first one, just was not able to get that next one.
Oh, yeah. So, in regards to momentum, how do you think Fable's going to react to this loss?
Well, if they can at least not let this game get to them, which is going to be tough since they were in such great position, and I think with as high as Ghost is ranked, them coming in and being able to start things off so hot and then end the way they did, it's going to be hard for them to try and overcome that.
So with this Ghost Gaming roster, how far do you see them going in this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, you know, this team is built to win championships.
Oh, they're
this
impressive.
Is the mentality, and Rib said it earlier in their video that they can do it. First of all, I just feel blessed by the Gears gods that I got to do this game. This was an amazing match to do on Friday, and to be honest, this is my favorite day of the tournament because you got the open bracket as well. We talk about it too much, but there are so many stories that are happening. You know, Gears, everybody has a way into the circuit, and it's just an amazing time here on Friday with these teams fighting out. But it looks like we're hopping into a game.
But yes, I'm going to give you guys some updates from our featured stations. We have Echo Fox and Rise Nation both tied 1-1, with Echo Fox being up 6-1 on the tiebreaker map.
And they won map
also,
number 2
we
by
have
6-1, I say, yeah.
Excuse me?
They won map number 2 7-1 as well.
Really?
Yeah, they lost map number 1 6-7.
Oh, yeah.
They lost map number 2. They won map number 2 6-1, and they're about to win this one as well.
Oh, their foot is heavy on the gas right now. And also on your screen, we have Supremacy going against Road Best. Supremacy won a really big map one. Does this shock you guys at all?
Against World's Best? No, Supremacy, they're a good team. And actually, I ain't gonna lie, actually, that does surprise me because Supremacy has been trying to, get their mojo back since Dallas.